Welcome back, everybody, to another college football revamp stream. Sorry about a little bit of technical difficulty there for a second. My Streamlabs just completely crashed out of nowhere for some reason. But we're here again. Got apparently number 14 West Virginia, and we got Kansas as well this week. So let me hold on, my a little wonky here. Everything has just decided to go crazy for me today. I am not sure why, but everything is chaotic. Okay, there we go. It was working properly on my stream preview over here, but on where I'm actually playing the game, it was frozen for a second. It was very weird. Not entirely sure what's going on there, but whatever. But we're ready to get right into it. I did see. Okay, let's check out our recruiting here for a second. Ooh, Captain Neckrol's here for a visit. Rush for over 100, pass for over 250. Oh, we've got a bunch of people visiting this week, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Lead for a bunch of these. Look at that. Right there for this guy. And the lead for Darren Newsom. In the lead for this guy, apparently. We'll offer him a scholarship, see what happens. Let's go get Darren Newsom. Just see if we can lock him up. How are we doing on some of these other people? We're kind of in the neighborhood for a lot of these. .54 overall, 1-star linebacker that I haven't offered. Gutsy, man. That's gutsy to just have this as your favorite. Got 4 stars already though, so that's pretty cool. If there's anybody else up here that's worth putting points into, we're already locked out of these people. I'm just gonna take them off the list. We got no shot at coming back on them. Sure, we'll go with this guy. Why not? All right. See if I remember how to play this game. It's been a few weeks, and I've played Madden 23 since then, so it's probably going to be a disaster. Oh, we have West Virginia at home, which means black. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. We're just a week away from Iowa State football, which is incredibly exciting. We're first in points, first in passing yards, not great in rushing yards, but that's okay. First in rush defense. Captain Neckrol's visiting this week, so we need to get 100 yards rushing and 250 yards passing. That's going to be
smack dab in the middle of Iowa. We're at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames for today's game.
They're going to kick. Okay.
West Virginia is ready to open this one up as they line up for the opening kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. He's to the 10. Room around the corner.
Brandon Thomas.
At the 33. Long's ability to give you.
He was a score prediction against SEMO.
He's on his home field where he's comfortable.
Good question. The tricky part is there's a couple things working against Iowa State, which is the fact that we always start slow.
He does a good job on the road.
And
I don't know if it's this crowd or if he's more comfortable.
we always start slow, and this offense is breaking in a new
get going early, and I think at that point, that's when this offense really starts trying to
Well,
you want to do everything you can to keep the ball out of the hands of these receivers. So that was a really good effort.
So that's a problem, is that they've got a couple things working against them. So other than that, they're going to keep going man blitz. I'm just going to do this. However, Southeast Missouri is not a good team. They're not just an FCS team, but they're kind of a bad FCS team, which is extremely helpful for us. That said, I don't expect this thing to go off without a hit.
Anytime you can move the ball like this, you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense.
I mean, I'll obviously give more predictions as we get going into the season on pods and things like that. But I'm going to, right now, I'm going to say... This is going to sound really disappointing, but I'm going to say like 27-10 or something like that. Like, it's not going to be as big as, like, I don't think it's just going to be some crazy blowout or anything like that. I hope it is, and I really love it to be, because I'd like to see some momentum on offense going into the Iowa game. But first games under Campbell, first games of the season under Campbell has historically not been great. And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I have no reason to believe that they're going to be like some sort of offensive juggernaut in the first game, especially with a new quarterback and this. But I'm perfectly willing to contest it. I could be wrong here. Like, I think it's absolutely possible that the offense is more aggressive. They're more vertical. They're trying to do more.
On the reception, look out. Nobody there.
And really try to open it up against C1 and see what they can do with some more tools on offense. It's certainly possible that happens. So, but I'm, as of right now, I'm not willing to go quite that far with it, just because there's not really a lot of historical evidence to show that that's going to happen. Oh, that was a terrible throw. So I'm going to say like 27-10, but it could be worse than that. It could definitely be better than that. I hope it's better than that.
So it's 2nd and 10.
But we'll see.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Get Bibbs involved. Wide open up the middle for a touchdown. He's always needed to get more scores.
And he needs to be 18. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio. The Bruins take
sure, I probably need to get like sacks and stuff too.
And for UCLA, they remain undefeated.
Jones has the ball teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off. Bryant from the 4. And he's taken down at the 21-yard line.
All right, time to see if we're bad.
The quarterback brings his troops out of the field for the first drive of the game. Nice run, and he's brought down. Brooks picks up about 4 yards on the
And I did get a good question from Trax earlier. He'd actually sent it last week, and I just didn't have time for the stream last week. But I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later in the stream. Here we go. We got to him.
Man, these guys can be aggressive. When you stand back there and take hits like that, you definitely are going to feel it.
It always gets to him.
Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. He's to the 40. He tackles him hard at the 46.
Got any thoughts on Amazon acquiring EA impact in the NCAA game? Okay, I just saw this. For anybody that hasn't, I saw this earlier today. For anybody that hasn't seen it, Amazon is acquiring Electronic Arts, which is kind of a humongous deal, considering that EA is the biggest games publisher on Earth. If I guess I would assume that if they're not, I would be surprised. It is big news. But I still haven't decided how I feel about it, because on one hand, EA absolutely needs new leadership and things like that, and I don't know if Amazon actually provides new leadership to EA or not. But what I do know is I still can't stop reading. What I do know is that someone else being at the tippy top of EA is not necessarily a bad, or it's not necessarily a bad or good thing, but I'm leaning towards it being a good thing. The problem here is that Amazon's, oh my God.
He's taken down.
The problem is that Amazon has gotten off to a very rough start in the video game industry so far. New World was their game they put out like last year or 2 years ago, something like that. That was really supposed to be this big,
First down, 10 yards to go.
this big MMO. It was supposed to be a huge deal, and it sold a bunch of copies and stuff like that, and then just tanked right away. Because Amazon didn't know, basically because they didn't know what they were doing, and they kind of half-assed it. So where I don't know, see, because their idea, the idea behind New World was really good, and I think like initially I thought it, like I played New World right away, and initially I thought it was generally pretty good. Like I no real with it. It just got stale because they stopped developing it.
Good stop there by the freshman. You got to be careful with this offensive.
So from that, it's a little bit worrying. It's a little bit worrying because Amazon's gaming record so far is not great. But
they come out of an empty backfield.
They mainly, like, that game flopped mainly because they didn't really know what they were doing. And while I don't like EA, I don't think they make great games or anything like that anymore. They used to, but they don't anymore. They do at least generally understand how to develop a game and how to take a game through its entire product development life cycle and how to keep attempting to improve it. So EA has a better blueprint for Amazon to follow. Does that mean that Amazon is going to follow it better than
just inside the 5
EA does and do a better job with games than EA has done? I don't know. What I think is, I don't know what kind of impact it's going to have. Oh my God, fumble. Hey, Pollard. As far as impact on the NCAA football game, I'm not sure exactly. We do know that Amazon has, at the very minimum, been exploring the idea of getting into broadcasting college football.
The defense has been talking it over on the sideline.
Maybe they're seeing this as a way.
You can bet this defense makes adjustments
safety.
I don't know if they can stop the passing attack, but they need to at least be able to slow it down.
That might be the first safety I've given up in this Dynasty. Should have just ran the bad dummy, taking the free yard and got out of that.
Makes it out to maybe the 43-yard line.
I don't know how I feel. I'm not inclined to believe right now that it, like, I don't think it's going to impact NCAA 24 much at all, because that game is pretty far. It's pretty well into its development cycle right now, and these type of mergers take a long time. Like the ink won't be dry on this deal for quite a while. Where Amazon probably won't officially purchase EA for months or a year or maybe even more. It just takes forever.
It's second down.
But we'll have to see.
He's level at the 38-yard line.
We do know that Amazon has a ton of money, and they can pump virtually unlimited resources into a game, which is good because, justifiably or not, EA has in the past claimed that they don't always have the resources they need to build out a game properly or to take care of matters. And if that's the case, their money problems are not going to because Amazon has virtually infinite resources.
Here they come. He's in midfield, and he's shoved out of bounds around the 48-yard line. So the defense does their job.
They'll have the company in the world, the richest company on planet Earth, will now have the resources of the largest game developer on Earth. So, in theory, they should have everything they need to make an extremely high-quality game. Does that mean they will do it? No. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't know.
It was a pretty disastrous last possession that ended in a safety. Let's see if they can improve on that.
I'm inclined to believe that Amazon wants. I'm inclined to believe that Amazon wants to make good games. I don't think that Amazon is getting into games and things like that purely as money. I don't think that's why they're getting into games. I mean, I think they realize they can make a ton of money if they make a good video. But I don't think that is why they're making games. I think they want to make good games. I really do. But we have to see, because obviously Amazon's kind of got its own reputation as a company on how they operate the rest of their business and stuff like that, which is, depending on who you talk to, sometimes not great. As far from paying people what they do, paying people a good wage and all that good stuff, which could be a deterrent from acquiring good developer talent.
I don't know how anybody can throw a great pass
but
while getting drilled
if
like
that's
that.
not how they operate their gaming division, then they have virtually unlimited resources, which would be a pretty enticing thing for it. If you're a really talented gaming developer, I would think that a company with resources like Amazon, a combination of Amazon and EA would be
Lead is 5.
pretty much do and get whatever you need to whenever you want.
We can only hope the second quarter is as good as the first. Tight ball game, folks.
Not that I don't think EA could do that. I think their lines about not having the resources they need to do stuff, I think have always been kind of bullshit. That's a good pass.
I'm not sure the quarterback saw him when he was getting ready to pass because he stuck his ball right in the passing
Now there's
lane.
no way they could possibly claim they don't have the resources they need to be successful.
From the 42-yard line.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though, Nate. Could be amazing. Could be exactly what, like, the kick in the pants that EA needed to finally produce what they should have been producing this whole time. Oh my God, more. Stiff arm, touchdown! Touchdown, John Moore. Oh my God. Could be finally the boost that EA needed to stop being a shit game company. And it could be terrible because EA is a pile of shit, and sometimes Amazon doesn't do things the best way.
It was a 7-play, 80-yard drive.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a really interesting thing. I think we're gonna find out. We won't really know what the impact of this deal is. Probably for 2-3 years at least. We won't see any impact. We won't see any impact of this at all for a couple of years at least. And we won't see the first game developed completely under the Amazon EA umbrella. That has gone from start to finish under EA as it has been done by Amazon. We won't see that game for probably 3 or 4 years. So that makes it a little tricky to evaluate the quality of the
Solid
decision.
job there by the quarterback, recognizing the defensive coverage and delivering the ball to the open receiver.
But I don't know. It's got potential. We'll see.
First and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. in the open. Steps out of bounds.
Right around the 40.
This secondary better tighten it up if they're going to slow down this drive.
We're going to go quarter, and this is dumb. We're running outside the tackles. We're definitely going left, so. All right.
Tackle at the 39-yard line.
I really don't have the dollar in this at all. Interesting.
Second down and 9 to go. Ball on the 39-yard line. He's going to try and scramble.
Son of a
He's in the 30.
bitch.
Right down. The
I need to start
24-yard
calling more
line.
damn
The
spots.
offensive coordinator has to be elated with the way his offense right now is.
It just keeps taking
They're not
off.
in a hurry, but they're very, very methodical and very
Pretty
consistent with their approach. That's the third first down that they picked up on this drive.
From the 24-yard line.
One of the
First
blitzers to
down.
a spy. Pollard can be a spy.
They might be coming here. Smith takes it left. He's tackled.
How did he get 3 yards out of that? Just a horrible animation.
From the 21-yard line. It's second down. The Mountaineers defensive back left the game with that injury earlier. The sooner he gets back, the better, because they've been really working on those back.
No.
Knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That was a bad play call.
That makes it first and goal.
Also, didn't help that my defensive line got absolutely destroyed. We'll cover to sink.
They're back in the red zone after fumbling on their last visit. Touchdown,
Wow.
Mountaineers.
Do you have a player you are most excited for with all the roster turnover? A position you are most concerned over? Well, a player I'm most excited for. I mean, I'm going to say aside from Hunter Dowers, I'm really excited to see.
And he tacks down the extra point. Let's get the latest now.
I'll do one on each side of the ball. On offense, I'm really excited. On offense, I'm really excited to see Jalen Noel and just to see how he breaks out. I think he's got a chance to really
pick this one off.
and him alongside Xavier Hutchinson could be just a lethal 1-2 punch.
And he hands it on the corner. He steps out at the 30-yard line.
On defense, I want to see Colby Reeder. I think he's got a chance to be. I mean, he's only going to be here for 1 year. But, man, Colby's got a chance to
Momentum swings
basically pick up where Micro's left off and just be almost a perfect catch. If not him, I'm not sure what to do with this. There's so much. Ooh, Thomas!
Down he goes. The 27-yard line.
If not Colby Reeder, I'm gonna say.
Picking up some great yardage through the air.
I'm gonna say Bo Freeler. I think. I'm gonna say Bo Freeler. He's got a chance to be a big time breakout. He's wide open. And somehow that corner came out of nowhere.
Phenomenal job to read the route and get a good break on the ball. Smart defense.
Position I'm concerned is gonna be the offensive line. As far as I'm concerned, I would say its offensive line is bad until it's not.
To the end zone touchdown.
2020, the offensive line was solid. 2021, it was not great. And it's been an area of significant concern for the last 6 years. Well, pretty much in Matt Campbell's entire career. If the offensive line is decent, I would say it's a really good football team. If they're bad, then they're reliant on skill position players making something out of nothing. It's not generally a recipe for success. I'm looking at like 2017, which is it's going to be an odd. You're probably laughing here. But 2017, that offense, you know, as many weapons as that team had, Montgomery, Allen Lazard, and Kim Butler, and Marchie, and all that. As many weapons as that team had. The offense was fine, but it wasn't phenomenal. There were some, they had some big games, but for the most part, the offense was fine. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was fine. And Kennedy only dropped it. Part of the reason for that, though, is that even though you had so many great skill players all the way around, the offensive line just wasn't great that year. Like it was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't that good. And it really that limited what impact Dave Montgomery could have at times. He was spending so much time and energy turning -1 into +3 or +4. He couldn't turn +3 into +22 very often. And that hinders an offense a little bit as far as their ability to be explosive.
This guy's one of the most reliable receivers around.
And while I'll always love that, I'll always love that 2017 team because they basically changed the program. And I truly think that everybody that was involved with that season should be extremely proud of what that team accomplished.
And they get nice yardage on that run.
But I think it's just one of those things where Iowa State's offensive line has to be good for that offense to not be almost a little bit of a parachute. So I'm going to say the offensive line until further notice. I just timed the shit out of it.
There's a strike complete. He's down.
Not that it matters, apparently. But,
Yeah, you're right. That was a
I
good
guess if
job
you're going to pick anything
getting
other than the
pass
offensive
completed
line,
for
I would probably be a little
positive
bit worried about corners because they're so young. And that's actually maybe a bigger concern than the offensive line is the corners just because they are so young. And that's just that's a spot that obviously its defense does a fairly good job of covering up for corners that are a little bit cluster. They're not as good as they probably need to be.
Again, they were able to blow that play up from the word go and not even allow the offense to get back to the line of scrimmage.
But if obviously you can have really good lockdown corners, at least at one spot, even if or at both spots, if obviously its corners can be really good, the ceiling for the defense goes up pretty considerably because you can dedicate, instead of having to have 3 safeties in coverage, you can dedicate one of those safeties to kind of stopping underneath stuff or stopping the run more frequently, which I think is a huge asset.
This punt goes over the goal line, and this will be a touchback.
So, let's see. I'm going to exclude Deckers as well, but I'm excited for the running back position. I'm not sure if it's going to be Brock or Silas. I lead Brock, and hopefully it's a very good year. Able running back is probably the most consistent combo. He just turns on it. Yeah, so that's part of the reason I didn't say running backs is because Matt Campbell's running backs have been so reliably good for his entire coaching career that I'm not really worried about kicks the ball. I will say, I don't think it'll be Silas. I think Jarrell Brock will be the starter to begin the season. I think Eli Sanders is going to get a lot of carries. I think Cartevious Norton has a chance to get carries. As much as I love watching him play, and as much as exciting as his touchdown against UNLV was and all that, I'm having difficulty getting to the point where I think he's a starting Power 5 running back. At his there have been really good small running backs before, but he's really small, and he's not like an exceptionally fast human being like a Darren Sproles or something like that. Goolsby. I was trying. He's not Darren Sproles. Not Deuce Vaughn either. I mean, Deuce Vaughn is really good at catching the ball. I should have called it.
That's their first of the half.
I didn't mean to actually run a hurry up. I'm just going to go. I'm going to run. We're just going to run the ball.
Offense is still on the field.
Real quick. going to try to see if we can push the ball down the field a wee bit.
The cavalry's coming. Rolling out to the right side. Crosses to the running back, and he pulls in another one. He's pushed out of bounds.
But I would say right now, at least anyways, I think Jarrell Brock is going to be a good running back. I don't think he's as of right now, I don't think he's Breece Hall or Dave Montgomery. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be the best running back in school history for Iowa State to be. I mean, if he was, that'd be great. But
He goes downtown.
doesn't have to be. Goolsby! Jimmy, the mobster Goolsby! But I also think Eli Sanders is an exceptionally good athlete. He was a really good running back in high school. I think he's got a chance to be an outstanding player. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Eli Sanders starts getting more and more carries as the season goes on. If Cartesius Norton gets his run block, or he gets his pass blocking and pass catching chops improved, I certainly think that Cartesius Norton, I've talked to him. I've talked about him a bunch of times on streams and on pods and things like that. I think Cartesius Norton, sooner than later, maybe next year, maybe as soon as next year, has a chance to like take over and be an extremely good running back.
It's still only the second quarter. We got a lot of
Kate says, I think he's not as shifty right, more of a down runner, but that's not bad. Yeah, Jarrell Brock is definitely a more physical runner than Breece was. Maybe a different kind of physical than David. David was really physical and that he was really hard to bring down, and if you didn't put a good hand on him, he was gonna just stiff arm you or whatever. Jarrell Brock, I think, is the type of physical that he is absolutely willing, able, and almost seeking out an opportunity to lower his shoulder and pound and just run through somebody. He has his clip from high school. He just straight up,
Yeah, they've done a good job of building this
absolutely does some dude as he's running down the sideline. He's a big time physical runner. I think he's got a chance to be really, really good, but he's not like a super shifty guy where he gets back to safety. The kid runs really hard. He's going to be fun to watch. And maybe he takes over and he's just really, really good, and that's just what he is. And I think that'd be amazing. But he doesn't have to be. I think that's probably one thing that will help him. Is that he doesn't have to be a world beater like Breece was, or maybe have to be. He can just be really good and be savage.
around the 30-yard line.
This passing game can be very effective if you don't get enough pressure on the quarterback. They use their personnel well and can be very tough to defend.
Let's see here.
A pickup of 4 on the play.
Little passes like this force the defense to start to
try to get more aggressive
Then you
with
can
it.
see an
I'm not
offense
sure.
take their chances downfield later to take advantage of the defense starting to cheat up.
He's having some time to hit 5 receivers and things like that. I would like to take that away from him.
Stuckey gets the ball offside. And they make this stop around the 36.
They ran a jet sweep with a tight end or something. That guy's huge. I'm gonna blitz again.
From their own 36-yard line. It's third down.
Get him. Here we go.
And it seemed like they had no problem getting to the
No, that was good. Okay.
Great call by the defensive coordinator to call a blitz. It left the defensive
Excellent job by
lineman free to get to the quarterback.
Coverage. I think it was Kennedy right there. Did a good job of, he ran past, but he came back and took care of that throw route.
The return man.
Running past it by 30 yards, like they always do. Brandon Thomas.
He's in midfield.
Nope.
He's taken down at the 34.
All right, let's go. Let's get EJ Bibbs involved here.
We're about set to start things up again.
Hayford? Hayford, he dropped it. Oh my God. It's wide open. Just threw it right to him. Terrible.
So it's second and 10. Ball on 34.
Hayford is disappointing me. I mean, he's just roasting dudes. I put it right to him again. Okay, he caught it this time. So Hayford is just roasting people.
He's got 5 touchdown passes this game.
He's got great blocking up front the entire
All right, that should be. Oh wait, we're a few yards short of the
passes.
I need to start running the ball. The problem is I've been giving myself really short fields with my returns. The one long field I had where I could really rack up some yardage. I took a
As the ball set and he looks ready to kick this one deep. Sends it sailing downfield. Down at the 18. Mountaineers are just falling apart in this quarter. Are there any positives you can even use to motivate the team?
Well, as bad as it looks and feels right now, they're still
I'm going to keep bringing pressure on this sled.
Forget about the mistakes.
Pretty happy with it so far.
And get confidence back in this quarterback being able to make plays.
Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy because they've got nothing to lose.
I'm just on the quarterback. Oh,
He's out to the 30.
Oh, Hunter, what are you doing? What's happening? Did you say Brock Purdy's last game at all? Lots of impressive play, just no help. Had a bad interception, but also had great touchdown pass, so straight drop. Yeah, honestly, I think Brock Purdy's played well enough early enough in the he's played it well enough in the preseason. I think he's earned a spot on that 52-man or on the 53-man roster. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna keep him or not because Jimmy Garoppolo continues to be a tremendous waste of space.
Huge touchdown play.
If he doesn't though, if he doesn't make the 49ers 53-man roster, he's either going to be signed to their practice squad and as soon as they trade Jimmy Garoppolo, they'll call him up, or he'll sign for another position. Like he's played really well. It's like what's really interesting to watch with him now is in the preseason. Like if you just watch, he looks like in just the short time since he left Iowa State, and he's been working with professional coaches and made football his day job. His mechanics are great. His footwork looks phenomenal. Like he's staying upright. He doesn't he's still kind of playing with some. He's still playing with a lot of confidence and still kind of playing with that Brock Purdy swagger that we're used to. But he looks so much more polished doing it. It's crazy. It's amazing what happens when you can dedicate your entire day to football. They can stop the passing attack. Fit in around classes. Look, Hayford's just gone. Whee! 80 yards. Gone. But yeah, Brock Purdy looks super polished. He looks like he can be a legitimately solid backup or even spot starter or something like that. Like he looks like he belongs in the NFL. And that's really exciting. He deserves it. I mean, he's worked so hard. He absolutely deserves it.
Now remember, the last time we saw this offense on the field,
the last time that blitz I called did not work
at
all. I feel like I should have gotten more time than
fucking. Last time out, they were able to pick up big chunks of yards through the air. You wonder if they'll go back to that same strategy, or will they start leaning a little bit more on their ground game?
Now he tries to buy some time. And down he goes. The 23-yard line.
This dude is still taking off and scrambling. It's 42 seconds.
But he needs to learn to slide to avoid those big hits.
Second and 5 coming up here. Ball on their own 23.
Collapse the pocket. Collapse the pocket. There we
Get
go.
away from the pressure.
The defenders played the snap count perfectly.
Well, I think we're getting close on the sacks.
And didn't let the quarterback
Keep running, man. They're struggling with it. If you call a spy, he doesn't know what he's doing. Collapse the pocket. There we go. Nugent. Okay, so my man defense is lights out right now. Nugent's got 4 sacks.
Should take care of his offensive line. But after that,
I didn't realize he had that many.
hit. You really got to be wondering what kind of relationship this quarterback and his offensive line have.
Extra innings, the defense gets the catcher one fielder only. If they get a hit, they have to score before it gets home. Oh, the game audio is everything. Okay, give me 1 second here after this my turn, and I will see what I can do about that. Oh, wait, I think I might know why.
Well, I think this whole offense is really clicking, and it's allowing him as a quarterback just to settle in and find his rhythm. But let's also give credit to this offensive line. Every single time this defense has blitzed, they've been able to protect him and give him the time that he needs to be able to deliver the football downfield.
He'll lead them out for another drive here, looking to add to his numbers and to their lead.
Okay, hopefully that fixed it. I think. We'll see. Hopefully that fixed it. Let's see here. There's a bunch more fun plays in this
I was
formation.
really impressed with their last series. They came out with a focus on the passing game, and the offense got the job done. We'll see if they have the same strategy here.
Going to town this game.
And he hits him hard at the 49.
2nd and 21. Fantastic.
On the play.
All right.
That'll make it 2nd and long.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. Iowa State
more running.
comes
We
to the
need
line,
more
holding that
rushing yards.
commanding lead. Tackled after a decent run up the gut.
That's a gain of 7 on the play. That brings up 3rd and 14.
They'll bring him down
Yeah,
at the
didn't quite get
33.
there, but we're going to do that again.
Yards. That brings up 4th and 3.
Come on.
And he's tackled around the 18-yard line.
Terrific run.
It says, heard there are no Wildcats here, so I can't as fast as I could. And that is true, actually. There are no Kansas State fans here, so that's good. It's always a good day when there's no Kansas State fans involved. Right at the middle. Right at the middle.
Big play there. And
In real
now
life,
looking at 1st
in
and
real
goal.
life, his momentum would have taken him into the end zone there.
That makes it 1st and goal.
Shout out Clint Long, 107 yards. 9-yard average, almost 10-yard average. This is going to hurt his average, though, but he's going to get a TD out of
Iowa State.
it. Let's see here. So that should be all we need to hit our recruiting.
He makes the BAT.
Our recruiting goals there.
Let's check in with Reese Davis
100
in the
rushing yards
studio.
and 250
Take
passing
a
yards.
look at scores around the country. This one's been entertaining us
And now that we've hit our
all day
recruiting
long.
goals, now
And
we
for
can just
Houston,
continue upon our
they
quest to
are
beat the absolute
relentless,
dog
just
shit out of West
hammering
Virginia.
away with that running game and the big offensive line and score a touchdown.
Kennedy doing stuff. Oh, I missed.
He makes it out to maybe the 23-yard line. For Iowa State, they've been getting into the backfield quite a bit. This defense has been bringing the blitz and is having success getting
Hell
to
with it.
it.
We're going to keep running this man defense. Just a simple
This offensive
man
best bet
defense
seems
with
to be to keep the ball on
a
the
spy,
ground.
and then I'm
That's
running.
always
I'm
been a
controlling the
very
defensive
positive
tackle to kind of
thing.
collapse the
They'll
pocket
keep
from
the
the center, and
defense
it is
honest, and they
working.
won't be able to just play the pass.
And he's shoved out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
He went out of bounds 5 yards back,
Gain
though.
of 7 yards. That'll bring
Ooh,
up
that
2nd
feels
and
like an
3.
abuse of
2nd down, and
for
they're going to need about
progress.
3 yards to pick up the first down.
I'd like to make a wager. Wildcats don't make a bowl game. Interesting. Kansas State doesn't make a bowl game at all. So that would, that would require Adrian Martinez to be
The defense got some
bad.
pressure and forced a bad pass.
That would require
I think
Adrian
they've been a little bit
Martinez
more
to be
aggressive
bad
here with their
enough
pass rush, and that
that
time
he
it paid
maybe
off with an
doesn't keep his
incompletion.
starting spot, or he only does because they have literally nobody else. But their defense should be pretty good, and they've got Deuce Vaughn, which is propelled them to a lot of wins. I think Deuce Vaughn is wildly overrated, but
Pass right, running
Yeah,
back's got it. And that brings up 4th down.
Great stop by the defense. They played with tremendous character on those downs.
That's 3 down and 1 to go.
I'm inclined
are up big.
to, like I said, I think AJ Martinez would have to be
Not
bad,
sure there's
like
any
really
hope
bad.
for a comeback here in the
to-
4th quarter, but Kirk and I are
I
praying.
think he'd have to be really bad
Mills
for that to
awaits
happen.
the snap.
I don't think it's impossible because I don't think AJ Martinez is actually a good quarterback.
They get
I
this
think we've
one
all
off,
been
and it's
kind
a
of
beauty.
lied to by the national media, which for some reason still keeps
He's tackled at the 34-yard
which for some
line.
reason still
Nice
keeps
yardage
giving
on the run
Nebraska the
back.
benefit of the doubt. But
Early in the 4th quarter, and this one we know is over. It's an opportunity for some subs to play on one side.
I don't know.
and
I'm
maybe to play
doubtful
for
that
pride
Kansas
on
State
the
would
other.
find. Like Kansas State would have to like find a way to miss a ball. Like
Tackle around the 44-yard line.
I don't know. Martinez is a great value, Brock Purdy. I mean, kind of, yeah.
Iowa State looking to put this game away if they score here.
Oh, here's a great question. 2015 Iowa State basketball or 2022 Iowa State basketball? Well, I actually think there's probably a fairly obvious answer to this. Unless you actually meant to reference 2013-14 Iowa State basketball, which is the DeAndre Kane and Melvin Edgum, Dustin Hogue year. 2015 is like Bryce Dizon Jones, Abdul Nader, and that's the BYU upset year. Which if you're referencing 2015-2016, but that would be kind of a weird way to call it. Like you wouldn't call that 2015.
He's tackled at the 5-yard line. And they
John Moore
connect
may have
for
just
good
died,
yardage
but-
here.
Nice yardage, and it looks like they're content to run the same play and challenge this defense to stop them.
But if it's 20, if it's 2013-14 Iowa State basketball or 2022 Iowa State basketball, I will say 2014.
No one could break clear, so the
if it's-
QB decided to run it in.
If I'm just picking which one was my favorite out of 2015 and 2022, I'll definitely take 2022. I think 2015 would probably win, like Track says. But it would be an absolute war, and I would probably prefer watching.
Let's be good sports down there.
Actually, I don't know. 2014-15 was still like that was still prime volleyball. That was just really fun basketball.
And they get 8 points after that 2-point conversion.
But you know what?
Everyone's all lined up and ready.
I don't know,
for
the interesting
kickoff.
part though about last season is that like 8 years ago in prime
Taken at the
volleyball,
5.
like
He's
that
to the
like
20.
that last year's
Tackle
team would have been
made
almost
at the 25-yard
unwatchable.
line.
Like if that
And
team had
he's
showed
been
up
making his presence felt.
immediately
Brad,
the
he
year
really
after
has. He's doing
Hoiberg
a
left,
good job at taking advantage
that would have been
of
such a
getting
really
lower for the
weird
offensive lineman.
like
So he's got the
culture shock
leverage.
to
He's
the
just
program
driving those offensive
that like I'm
linemen
not sure
back
how
into
we'd
the
feel about
backfield
it
to
as
disrupt the
compared to
timing for
like
this offense. And I'll tell
now
you, Brad,
where we
I
had
think he's just
Hoiberg,
so big and
there was
athletic.
offense and no
He's just a
defense, and then we
nightmare for this
had
offensive
Prone,
line.
which was
They
like
just cannot do a very good
kind
job
of some
sustaining
offense
blocks against
and
him.
He's
still
taken
not really
down
much
at the
defense.
37-yard line.
37-yard line.
We had a slow transition out from
We've got a 1st and 10.
the football equivalent
Ball on
of
the
the
37.
air raid to being such a super heavy defense. And we had a slow transition from it, but had it been really abrupt, I'm kind of wondering if we maybe would view it a little bit differently.
And he's level at the 36-yard line.
Because we should probably not forget that the 2022 Iowa State basketball team, while incredibly fun to watch on defense and just to watch them kind of grow through the season, was not good on offense. They were a bad offensive team. And if they played when they played a team that could competently shoot the outside shot
Pretty nice pickup
and
here.
consistently
These
get
guys are
open
getting
shots on
very
the
tight on
outside,
their timing.
they struggled a little bit. And 2015,
So it's 3rd down now, and they're gonna need
Iowa
about
State
4.
could absolutely do that. So I don't know. Which one would I prefer to have on a year-to basis?
scrambled.
On a year-to-year basis, probably 2022.
He is drilled at the 45.
Which one would probably win in a matchup? Probably
That
2015.
makes it 1st and 10.
It's a great question though. Nate's a 6-pack of winner's choice. Leave KSU doesn't get 6 wins. I'll take you up on that bet. I think they will get. I think they'll be. I think they'll be like a 7-5 type of team.
First down.
I don't think they miss a bowl game though. Let's see. Trying to play defense.
He's on the run.
This game's a blowout, so it doesn't really matter.
That's a great tackle. At the 45-yard
What do you want
line.
to see out of this year, next year's basketball team?
Aggressive and minimize the yardage
Had
on
the
that
great
run.
recruiting class in Iowa State history. I think this team has a big time chance. I think that team has a chance to be really, really fun to watch. I think they're going to be every bit as good defensively as they were last year. But I think they so many more offensive weapons this year. I think it's going to be huge. I think they've got a chance to be really fun to watch. Are they top 3 in the conference? I don't know. I think they've got a shot at it, but I don't know. We'll see. But either way, they're going to be much more. I think they will be more competent offensively next season, no matter what. And defensively, I wouldn't really expect much of any drop off at all. Especially when you have Gabe Kalsher back, who's just a stupid good on-ball defender.
Steps out of bounds.
I would dare to say probably at least as good, or maybe even a little bit better than Chris Bath was when he was on the team. Just an exceptionally good player on defense. Offense, little inconsistent. But we'll see. Maybe he picks that up, and maybe his outside shot is more consistent.
Less than 3 minutes in the game. Got his receiver, but it's knocked out.
A lot of teams
Well,
will
let's
lose
see.
the
It's just
intensity when the
anything
game's
a chance to
already
beat
been
Iowa this
decided.
year in
But
football.
not these young men. Another good stop right there.
Yes, I think there's a chance. As of right now, I would predict it to be a loss. As of right now. That would absolutely change
Touchdown on their last drive, and they'll be hoping
based
for
on how
another
week 1
6 on the
goes.
board here.
They just seem like they've been in the end
If
zone
we see an
time and
offense
time
that
again.
is
There's not
clearly
much negative you can say about this
pushing the ball
performance.
downfield more, and is more
He's
vertically
got it out to his
inclined.
tight end.
Oh,
Inside
EJ
the
Bibbs
30. Brought down around the 19-yard line.
and is pushing the ball downfield. It's really aggressive. I'll feel really good about it, even if it's against a shitty team.
Being down by so much.
We never saw them get aggressive against Louisiana Lafayette or Louisiana Monroe, or they scored a bunch of points against Louisiana Monroe, but they didn't really get aggressive
Runs
per
with
se.
it, and he's got room. Tries to get around the corner. They get on the board again.
Touchdown, Jake Williams. But they never really pushed the ball downfield a ton, even against the bad teams. If we see a team that's if we see them push the ball downfield and really try to be an explosive offense against Southeast Missouri, and we see Iowa kind of be just fine in their opening game, I will get probably irrationally cocky that next week, even though I shouldn't be.
And you got to start to
I'm
question
probably
the
going to.
sportsmanship by this coach.
Just because I wouldn't fuck them.
They go on the ground and fail on the two-point conversion. Time for an update from the studio.
I think it could
Reese,
change.
what have you got?
And I think the reason, this year feels like a year they're just not going to get it done because it's in Iowa City, new offense, all that. That would probably be why. If it's going to happen, that's probably why it'll just happen this year, just because it doesn't make any sense. And Cyhawk doesn't make any fucking sense. Nathan says we better put 70 on SEMO. Never going to happen.
Both teams are
Not
playing
gonna
out
happen.
the stretch.
If it does,
here.
I will buy
experience
everybody
for
that's
guys
watching
who
the stream
normally
right
don't
now
get in the game
a 12
and
pack.
try to
I
avoid
will
injury.
make food
A
for you
little more
and give
than
you
2
free
minutes to
beer
go in the
at my
fourth
tailgate.
quarter.
Or if you are not in the vicinity, I will mail you beer.
And he
If they
tackles
put
him
up
hard
70 on
at the
SEMO.
35-yard line.
That's not going to happen. I would say if they put up 40 on SEMO, I will
First and
feel
10.
very good
Ball on the
about it.
35.
They put up 30, I'll feel fine. If they put up 20, I'll be a little disappointed, but it'll kind of depend on context. Anything less than that will be a disappointment, though. Yep,
Tries to
Newsome
fit in there,
gone.
It'll be intercepted.
Pick 6. Speaking of 70,
He's all the way. Touchdown.
we're at 69 though, so let's see here.
And he tacks on the extra point.
Let's see. Patrick says Deckers has to throw a bit against SEMO just to get Iowa to not plan to stack the box so much. Yeah, I don't know, and that's also a complaint of mine with how the first game, and a reason I don't think we're gonna see some offensive explosion the first game, is that historically Campbell they've kept the offense mega vanilla in week 1, just to, I guess, cover up some portion of the playbook or something.
It's going to be interesting now to see if this quarterback can put that last throw behind
it seems kind of silly
This quarterback
to me if
needs
you're
to
not
be a
taking
little bit more
advantage
careful
of the
because this
opportunity
defense
to get
is excellent on
to get
capitalizing
your
off of
offense
mistakes.
going and to get rhythm. I think you're wasting it.
He's out to the 30. Gets out to around the 32.
It's great when
And
a
I
running
think you have to
attack
find that
comes
rhythm
through for the
beyond
first
just
down
the
like
absolute
this.
basic
It
stuff
makes an
that everybody's
offense
been running
so
since high
much
school.
more versatile.
From their own 32-yard line.
It's hard.
First
It's hard
down.
to get a vertical passing game going if you don't try to move the ball vertically and to try to throw the ball further down the field.
And that one's incomplete.
That would have been pretty remarkable if he'd managed
So
to
I think
hold
they
on
need
to the
to
ball
try it.
after taking a shot like that.
But we'll see.
Just
we
under
didn't
2
put-
to go in the
If we didn't
game.
get canceled, we would have put up 80 on SDSU. You know what? That's not like impossible. I mean, they like. Oh, that was almost another
had
pick
it
for him.
intercepted.
That could have been a huge shift in momentum.
Obviously,
if
that
they were
game
able to
started
hold on
really
to that
well.
one. Wow, that was
That's an interesting
close.
one. You know, if that game didn't get canceled,
got
I think we
3rd
win
and 10.
the Cyhawk
Ball
game
on the 32.
because that was one of those where I think we would have won that Cyhawk game.
He
if
chucks
had
it
not gotten
downfield.
canceled because we just didn't have
Well,
a chance
nice
to
stop
warm up
there
or
late
anything
in the
like that. We
fourth
basically
quarter,
went
but
into
this game, quite frankly,
we just
has been
basically went
over
into
for a
that
long
game
time, and I'm ready for it to end.
having not
The
played
deflection
Iowa
prevented
yet.
them from getting any
Remember, it
yards.
was
And now it's
very
4th
silly.
down.
We hadn't played a game yet that season. We basically just played Iowa week 1 after they had
Thomas,
played
the
it.
return man.
I don't know. It's kind of silly. Move Cyhawk to November.
It's away, and
Move
it's
it
a
to
booming
rivalry
punt.
week where everybody else plays their rival.
He fields the punt at the 20.
Nope, you're not catching me. Nope.
He's out
nope,
to the 30.
nope.
Knocked out of bounds at the 38. Iowa State's just been excellent on offense in this one, Kirk.
You and I looked at a lot of film this
578
week.
yards.
It's fun to watch these guys in person. They're not making any mistakes. Great execution. The quarterback's putting the ball on the money, and they just can't be stopped.
We're late in the 4th quarter. This game has been a blowout for quite some time, and Kirk and I are just looking to make our flights. Quick pass, and he's right there to knock it away.
Should have thrown it underneath that curl route.
Receiver on the play.
We're running it again
That makes it 2nd and 10.
because there are no consequences for me in
So
this
it's
football
2nd and
game.
10. Ball on their own 38.
Also, Hayford's going to roast that dude.
He's going to air it long.
Oh, Hayford!
Incomplete. The
Oh.
defense
But
really
Iowa versus
missed a
Nebraska on
golden
Black Friday is a
opportunity
tradition.
there.
That's what separates
They
a
need to
good
stop
player
making
from
the
a
Iowa-Nebraska
great player.
rivalry
When you have a chance
happen.
like that, you need to
It's
take
not.
advantage
It's not a
of it.
rivalry. Like they can pretend to hate each other all they want, but one, Nebraska's not competitive in that
Just
rivalry.
over a minute
2,
in the 4th quarter.
there is not any real fire to that. Like there's the only fire in that rivalry is whatever was manufactured
Quick
because
pass.
someone said they're
and they
supposed
push
to be
him out at the
rivals.
49-yard line.
Like
Gain of 13 yards.
I'm sorry, but they're not rivals. They're just not. They can pretend to hate each other all they want, but
First
in
down,
reality,
10
they
yards to go. Ball on the 49. With a quick throw.
EJ Bibbs.
Catches it. And down he goes around the 15-yard line.
I'm just trying to get EJ Bibbs as many receiving yards as I can.
At the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains for another Iowa. First down.
Another Iowa first down. They need to fucking figure that shit out. That's very annoying. EJ Bibbs, another touchdown.
Touchdown.
I'm attempting to absolutely bury West Virginia.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese.
The Buckeyes came into the game ranked 11th, and now they're waiting to see how far they'll fall. This game was so tight.
I need to check the
Every
award
play
races because I
seemed to
think
be of the
I would
utmost
hope that
importance.
Bibbs would be a Mackey Award finalist. He gets like 100 yards.
He's
a
to
game.
the 20. Makes it to the 22-yard line.
But they're rivals because they're relevant in the 90s. Well, you got to remember that Iowa was not relevant in the 90s. People
The
forget
lights went
Iowa
out
football
a long
was kind of
time
bad
ago
in the
for one of
90s.
these teams anyway.
And Nebraska
They'll be
was
put
really
out of their
good.
misery
Had
soon.
they
come out
started
in
to
an
actually
empty
play in the
backfield.
90s, this might be kind of a different conversation. They might actually be rivals because Nebraska
Here they
was
come.
legitimately good
And
in the
he's gonna be
90s.
sacked from Nugent.
They were
He's
actually
very
Nebraska
close to
in
the
the
record
90s.
for sacks in a game.
David Nugent, 5 sacks, baby. But Iowa is, they're good now,
So
but
the sack
Nebraska
makes
is
this a
bad.
second and long.
So like, there's no rivalry. I'm sorry, Iowa and Nebraska is not happening. People need to stop making it happen. And I remember I was like about a month ago. I think it was Stephen Godfrey on Twitter.
They'll bring him down.
Tried to suggest that there was some confusion to be had about whether Iowa State, Kansas State,
After a
or
play
Iowa,
like
Nebraska
that, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they went to
was
the
the rightful
Arrowhead.
rivalry to be called Farmageddon, which is fucking hilarious because Nebraska has an ag school, but they're not an ag school necessarily. And Iowa is obviously not an ag
Finds
school.
his man, and they take him down immediately. Iowa State will take
the
a timeout.
idea that
That's their second of the half.
Iowa, Nebraska is Farmageddon and Kansas State, Iowa State is not is fucking nonsense. Trax, I am actually going to get your questions yet. I have not gotten to it yet, so
Mills
we'll be here
is
for
the
the live
punter.
answer.
He gets it away, and this is a really nice punt.
Oh my
Tackle
God!
at the
Okay,
24.
well, more yards.
Nowhere to go there.
Great job of
How is that
getting
a 0 yard?
downfield
I
and
really,
making the tackle by the coverage team.
I really thought I would have gone forward. Or I thought I went backwards, honestly. Do
They
this.
punched it in for 6 on the last series. Can they do it again?
I expect him to run the ball, kill the clock,
Okay.
and put this
There's
one
a
in
good
the
chance that
books.
Hayford
Iowa
just
State
fucking
with a
roasts
big
that dude.
advantage.
Yeah, he's gone.
Deep ball, and he's got a man open. He got it
Just
to
gone.
the 20. The
Hayford.
10. There's another. And for Williams, he's just established a new school record for passing yards in a game.
8
Every
touchdowns,
single pass he has
581
thrown
yards.
has been spot on today.
Yep.
The guys catching the ball have been pretty sharp too.
84-16.
And he hits the PAT.
I'm here to absolutely abuse West Virginia. Just because all those farmers can go to Walmart and buy a Hawkeye shirt doesn't make them farming school.
Yeah, really,
That's
just a
100%
campus legend,
accurate.
The guy that went out there and
I still
showed
wanna-
why
so
he's one of
I-
the most dominant players.
I was
in
talking
the
about this in
country,
our
and he did
in the
not
Wide Right
disappoint
Slack the other day.
anybody, including his
And
teammates today.
what I want to do is, I want to conduct in I guess almost kind of a formal survey, but I guess to be kind of more informal than formal. But what I want to do is find 5 Iowa State fans and Iowa fans if I could somehow do it, I'd find it in each county. Find 10 fans in each county, 5 of each, 5 Iowa fans and 5 Iowa State fans. And I want them to record for maybe a month or something like that, maybe 2 months. Record how many times they see an Iowa State, how many times they see a vanity plate, yard decorations, whatever it is, some outward display of fanhood from their team, or from either team. I would want fans from either school because Iowa State fans may just be kind of naturally attuned to look for Iowa State stuff, and Iowa and there might be some bias there. So I'd want 5 of each from each county, but. Because I have this theory, because I live in Eastern Iowa, which is that's deep in Hawkeye country, and so I for work I drive around quite a bit. I get around to Dubuque and Cedar Rapids and Waterloo and stuff like that, and I swear to you that on a day anytime I'm in Cedar Rapids, I always see a few Iowa State plates there, and I see maybe one Iowa plate. I'm not saying that there are more Iowa State fans in Cedar Rapids than there are Iowa fans. But what I'm telling you is that it is a more frequent occurrence that I see Iowa State vanity plates and flags and whatever else in Cedar Rapids than I do Iowa stuff. And that's always been a really weird curiosity to me. I want it if I would like people to take an informal poll. Don't go out of your way to find stuff. Don't go out of your way to find Iowa State and Iowa stuff, or because you may or may not know where to look for that stuff, and I don't want to affect the results. But just throughout the course of your day when you're driving to work, how many Iowa State vanity plates do you see? How many Iowa? Captain Neckrol is a Cyclone. Yes. Also, Andy Williams put out a great Christmas album back in the 70s. But Captain Neckrol is a freaking Cyclone. So I would like people like in different parts of Iowa to take an informal survey and just to kind of just take a mental note or an actual physical tally of how much often they see Iowa State stuff or Iowa stuff, whether it be vanity plates or flags or yard decorations or whatever it is. I would be very curious. Got a lot of recruiting points opened up. Does Kirkwood count as Iowa grads? No, but Iowa does count as Kirkwood grads. I want to see. XP goes contracts. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, this is what I want. One Heisman watch. Where are we at? Clint Long, still the leader in the Heisman. Okay. Which is hilarious because I don't focus on him at all. Bearing the lead there with a pair of Andes committing to the same position. Award finalists. There we go. All right. Clint Long with the Maxwell. That's good. And the Walter Camp. I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 10 Bednarik Award finalists, which is hilarious. Strong safety, left and right, linebacker. I've got one in each each of the 4 kind of main spots on defense. Plus, I've got a second corner and I have 3. I have 3 corners. I have 3 cornerbacks on the Bednarik top 10. Nagurski, I've got 4 in the top 6. It's awesome. Davey O'Brien, Corbett's there. He's hurt, so he's not doing anything now. And Williams just set my passing record. But that's pretty cool that he's up there. Doak Walker for Clint Long. Brandon Thomas and Jimmy the Mobster Goolsby both in the top 10 for the Blitnikoff. Even though Hayford just had a gigantic game. There's the Mackey. How is he still only 4? Okay. This guy, this is bonkers to me. This tight end has 38 receptions, 7 touchdowns, 115 carries for 784 yards. What is this tight end doing? Like, how does this tight end fit in their offense? I don't understand this tight end. And he's a blocking tight end. Like, what the fuck is this? 40 receptions, 735 yards, 36 for 672, 7 touchdowns. I mean, that's fair that guy's ahead. I mean, he's just got more catches, more yards, and more touchdowns. That's fine. This guy's got 46, so he's got more yards. I just need to start just spamming EJ Bibbs and get him to 1,000 yards and 1 billion touchdowns. I'm not sure how I'm going to compete with fucking 115 fucking carries at a tight end spot, but whatever. Outland Trophy, Brian Jones at right guard. Jake Jones at right tackle. Matt Anderson at left tackle. What we got here is the Remingtons. This is the centers. Mike Lewis, nice. Too bad Captain Neckrell is going to be involved here. 6 paint game. Well, I never really run it downhill, so that's kind of... Is not allowed to sack, though, so that's interesting. Lombardi Award, Nugent, Mills, and Adam Smith. Pretty cool. 3 defensive ends in the top 5. Butt Kiss, yep. Josh Smith from Pullman, Washington. And there we go. 5 of the top 7 for the Thorpe Award. Darren Pollard's won 2 of these things already, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's the back-to-back Thorpe Award winner. He might three-peat as the Thorpe Award winner. That's pretty fucking awesome. In 2016, Ellis Haas was the returner of the year. Forgot about that. Groza, yeah, we're not doing anything here. I just don't kick field goals. Ray Guy, literally punted maybe once in this entire Dynasty mode. Brandon Thomas with the Jet return of the year. I feel like I've won this every year. He's got 69 receptions this year. Yeah. I think I have won this every single year in Dynasty. There we go. All right. And now we got Kansas. Oh, we should check our recruiting. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I just realized I put in the description for this video and the tweet that we were playing at Morgantown. Oh well. I don't know why I thought it was on the road. Let's see. We're in the hunt there. We're in the lead there. We got a decent lead there. This guy's not been scouted. This is guy dog shit. No, he's actually not bad. Look at that. Certainly fine for an incoming freshman. Darren Newsom, wide receiver. We're gonna get him. Feels pretty much certain that we're gonna get him. Fine speed, not spectacular, but fine. I think he's gonna be a good one. Dominic Gibbs, right Wallace, Kyle Pettit. This guy, any good? He's all right. John Lester for a running back. Troy Saria. That's just a cool middle linebacker name. Too bad he's garbage, but I don't know what to put my points in. I guess these close races, I suppose. I guess we can just try to get a bunch of... We can try to make ground and see what happens here. I don't think we've got a quarterback commit for this class, so we'll just fucking grab this guy for no reason at all. We'll grab Kyle Pettit, even though he's a JUCO. That's fine. Actually, I'm trying to remember what running backs I have after Clint Long, because I think I'm assuming he's gone after this year. I think. What do I have for running backs after Clint Long? Let's see. Claude Sears. Wow, I have 2 running backs. I think I've redshirted. I think I've got 1 redshirted though. Get the 1-star linebacker. Claude Sears. Okay. He's a big boy, 236 pounds, or 239 pounds. Holy cow. This guy got a good trucking rating. He got 90. I mean, he's fine, but Clint Long at 196 pounds with 88. Freaking Sears is he's a tank. All right, well, whatever. We'll figure it out. And we're at Kansas. So my dumb ass looked at it. I was like, oh, we're playing at West Virginia and we got Kansas at home. Nope. Other way around. All right, so the plan here. Is Corbett back? Or is he out? I don't even remember now. If Corbett is back, we're just going to throw and just try to get as many passing touchdowns as possible. Actually, that's what we need to do is we need to get the ball to EJ Bibbs. We'll get Clint Long his 100 yards and a touchdown or 2 just to keep him at the top of the Heisman. But we're going to try to spam EJ Bibbs this game. Just get him like 300 receiving yards. Oh, they've got two prospects visiting this weekend. It would be a shame if they got destroyed.
Lawrence, Kansas, the site of
that
Memorial
stadium has never been that full.
Incredible football matchup.
Not since 2007 has that stadium been that full. If the Hateful Eight were a D&D party, what would each school be and why would Kansas be the bard?
Harris.
Excellent question. Okay, so for Hateful Eight,
in the stadium is ready for this game to get started.
I'm gonna say.
He's to the 10. He's to the 20.
Are there any obvious
the 30.
ones?
And he's taken down at the 35.
Iowa State's a team and a program that
West Virginia is going to be the Ranger.
Rushers. Sometimes they've got 2
And they've got that huge
outdoorsy
line,
woodsman
and,
type.
You know, you get too worried about them, and sometimes
All that good
you can
stuff.
overlook the fact they can throw the
It's going to be tough today for this defense. I think they're going to have to take some chances and load this line of scrimmage. And, you know, as a play caller for this offense, when you have such a gifted running back,
Baylor is
it
going to be
opens
like
up every
Baylor's going to
aspect
be
of the
a
offense.
warlock.
The play action pass with this running
They're
game.
kind of
you get
like-
those linebackers and
they're not like
safeties
someone
coming
that you
up
would
close to the
wanna,
line of
like,
scrimmage. It's a great time to really open up and
associate
show what
with.
you can do as a complete offense.
Or
It'll
no,
be a
they're gonna be a wizard with a necromancy. They're gonna be a wizard with a necromancy specialty.
Up the middle for a nice gain. Long. Picks up about 7 yards.
Because they're not someone that you want to like
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
be friends with, but somehow they keep kind of doing shit that is helpful or not helpful, but it's like beneficial to whatever they're trying to do. There's Goolsby. He's fucking
Going deep. Tackle made at about the 3-yard line.
It's really difficult to
I would
cover somebody this
say-
fast. You can't
Like, what
stay
would
with him in
Oklahoma State
one-on-one
do? Oklahoma
coverage.
State is
And even when
probably-
you double team him, he still has the speed to beat you. You just have to hope that the timing is off between him and his quarterback.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Who would some of these other people would like. Some other people would be.
1st and goal from the 3. Let's see if they can muscle this one in.
I would say this is tough. Oh shit! Oh, Corbett's back though.
Fred, remember the
That's good to
year that
know.
this guy had last year? Looking at him yesterday in practice,
This is tough.
he looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks faster.
I'm gonna
Look
say-
out this year. He's going to have a better year this year than he even had last year.
I'm gonna say Kansas State is a paladin because, while at times powerful and things like that, they mostly exist to tell everybody how much better of a person they are. They're like there to be the fun police and to tell everybody how much better of a person they are than you.
Almost intercepted.
And
You
they
like a team
are almost
that's ready to
invariably like
defend
the
the
least
pass.
fun
It
player.
takes
In
some
the, they're like almost
preparation to get away
invariably
with a pass
the
like
least
that.
fun character in the entire group. Kansas State is a paladin.
We've got 3rd and goal. Ball on the 13-yard
Kansas
line.
is a monk. Monks are worthless. They don't like they're so underpowered. It's crazy. Like there's no reason whatsoever to play as a monk. Unless you're going for like a just for fun type of thing. Like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to try a monk and see if I don't suck or whatever. Like that's what you do with Kansas. Like, that's Kansas's role in the Big 12. Like, oh, it'd be kind of fun if they didn't suck, but they probably will because they're a monk.
Touchdown.
The Bard. So Kansas isn't the Bard. The Bard, because Bards are like sneaky good. Bards can like unexpectedly be like one of the most powerful members of the group. And they're usually the most entertaining. So for that reason, I'm actually going to pick Iowa State to be the Bard.
Let's get the latest now.
Because Bards are, like I said, Bards are
3 words.
they're
say it all.
sneaky good.
Red,
They're entertaining. They're charismatic.
And for Texas,
You know, sometimes
they
they
won
don't.
2 straight.
Sometimes they feel like.
is lined up to kick this one off.
Sometimes they feel like they don't really do a lot. But then
He's to the
all of a sudden they
20.
do, and you're like, holy fuck, Bards are awesome.
He makes it out to maybe the
Whatever. And I think that's
29-yard
how a
line.
lot of people like. I think a lot of people like appreciate Iowa State and like what's like all that stuff or whatever. So like,
The quarterback
gonna
leads
say
the
Iowa
team
State's
out
the
on the
Bard.
field for the first drive.
but yeah, Kansas is the monk class. I realize you can pair monk with some other stuff to do fun things. But
He's
monk
scrambling,
sucks.
and they
Monk
make
class
the
is
stop
terrible.
around the 31-yard line. He gained a couple of yards on the keeper.
That makes it 2nd and
I'm gonna say
2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 31.
I'm gonna say
He's to the
Texas
40,
Tech is the
and he's
Druid.
taken down at the
because
45-yard line.
Good
Druids
solid
can
running
be
right
powerful.
there. Getting
But like
past
most
the
of the
defensive
time, what they
lineman
are is
and into the
janky.
secondary before
Like they
it
can
be
do like some
stopped.
interesting things that are like really cool flavor stuff. And once in a while they can be really powerful, especially when they get higher level and they can get their different animal forms and stuff like that.
He's tackled
But
at about the 47-yard
For the most
line.
part, they're kind of just
That
a
makes it
middle of
2nd
the pack
and 8.
type class. They're not really going to be like
From their
they're not
own
going to change the course of a
47-yard
battle
line.
or anything like that. They're not going
It's
to do
second
huge
down.
amounts of damage or any of that. I think like they're a little bit limited. limited from that perspective.
And he tackles him hard at the 38-yard line.
Brad, not only did they give up a sack here, but their quarterback
That's
just got
what they
hit and hit hard.
Oklahoma State's kind
I'm
of
an offensive
a
coordinator, especially an offensive line coach. I'm getting a hold of my offensive line, making sure these guys are on the same page.
I'm going to say Oklahoma State is almost a rogue because rogues are really fun to play with, and Oklahoma State is generally a pretty fun program. But two, rogues they're a little bit of a one-trick pony, but they're really good. Tech is a warlock, offense no D. Okay, that's probably fair. I'm gonna say Oklahoma State is probably the rogue. They're useful. They can take down some, like they can get in there. They're never gonna be like the biggest hitter. Like they're never gonna do the most damage. But they can really do a lot of like interesting things.
And he's got to be happy with that punt, Kirk.
Yeah, Brad, that was nice. So now they're looking
I don't know,
at
but they
a
just
long
like
way to go to even think about a score.
They're just really fun to play with. They're never like the most powerful in the group. They're also the one that's most likely to go completely
So now the offense
rogue.
comes back out, hoping for the same
And
success
like just
they
go
had on the
completely
last
do their
drive.
own thing just because they feel like it. Because like the Assassin's Creed franchise probably completely ruined the rogue class forever. Because now it's just cool. Like now if you make a rogue in D&D, like your first thing is like which character from the Assassin's Creed franchise do I want to be? So that's probably them. I would say Texas. I would say Oklahoma State's the rogue.
Ball on the 16. Iowa State is up a score.
I'm gonna say we're just doing the hateful eight. I would say
Wants to go long and does. Oh
God damn.
boy, almost intercepted.
it's almost like too far over to the other side of the field there to throw it like far downfield.
It's 3rd and 10. Ball on the 16-yard line.
Other members of the hateful eight. Okay, so let's see. TCU. I'm gonna say TCU's like
the 30-yard line.
Terrific execution by the entire
What would
offense to
TCU
make that
be?
run work and to get the third down conversion.
TCU is probably like a cleric, where they're usually going to be like really charismatic. They can be the face. They can kind of be. They can't be the face of your party. They're going to be more of a support role. Not could be a big damage guy. But they can be a good support role. They can be fun to play with. They can do some powerful stuff. But in the end, like they're a support class. They're not a heavy hitter. They're never going to be one that you're going to count on to be.
And down he goes at the 45.
You like to see a team having success like this
heavy
running
hitter
the
of the party.
football.
Like
It can
if the
really
cleric,
open up things
if
for the
the
offense.
cleric in your party is the most powerful person or the best player. I shouldn't say the best player, but if the cleric in your party is like the most powerful
First down, 10 to go.
character,
Ball on the 45-yard
you
line.
probably have a bad party. Just from a damage perspective,
Passes it, and it's
fighters
picked
and
off by the
barbarians
safety.
should definitely be
The
the
quarterback should have thrown that
the
one out
DPS
of bounds.
people.
There was just no room to get it past that safety.
I would say I'm trying to think who else I'm missing. Because I would say it's Bard, West Virginia's the
He's taken
Ranger,
down.
Right around the
Kansas is the
42-yard line.
Monk, Kansas State is a. What do we say Kansas State was? Kansas State is a Paladin because they're fucking annoying. Texas Tech is going to be. Yeah, Texas Tech is going to be the Druid because they're just kind of wonky and they just do random shit.
2nd and 8. Ball on their own 42.
Did I say what Baylor was? I don't remember if I said what Baylor was. Yeah, I said. What the hell did I say Baylor was? I don't remember. TCU is the cleric.
He's at midfield. Makes it to the 47. And the delayed handoff works for a big gain.
Got to be happy with the effort there by your tailback.
Oh, yeah. Baylor is a wizard with necromancy. That's what it is. Trying to think. And Oklahoma State's the rogue. Oklahoma State's a rogue. They're just kind of fun. They just kind of do random cool stuff.
Makes it out to about the 29.
Never the biggest hitter, but they're going to
found
be.
a formula for
they're
moving
gonna
the
be,
ball against this defense. Let's
really
see if
useful.
any adjustments are made before their backs are really against the wall.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's a fun exercise. I like that. I love questions like that.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 29. Makes a catch, and he's got nowhere to go. And he didn't have much of a chance on that play.
Boy, this defense has
yeah.
a lot of speed. They're
That's a good
all
question.
over
Okay,
him by the time
so-
he caught the ball.
At the end of this quarter, we'll go on to Track's question they said the other day. Baylor is the edgy, chaotic, neutral character who wants to kick, but they're the little sibling of the kind of, yeah.
Nice run to the left there.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 5.
It's 3rd and 5. Ball
gonna
on the
blitz again.
23.
Huge.
That's a great tackle at the 28-yard line.
Quarterback side.
That X receiver was wide
There's
open.
a loss of 5 on the play. That'll make it 4th and 10.
All right, so
We've played 1 quarter.
there's actually a couple
Iowa
questions here.
State in front, 7-0.
He says, I've got a question for the next Revamped stream. Having a conversation with Marcus Pfizer, and he came down on the side of pay for play while I'm against it. However, so this would be kind of referencing NIL and stuff like that. However, I'm struggling to coherently articulate why beyond the general platitudes of ruining the game and whatnot. So my question is are you for or against pay for play and why? Try to look at it from
And
a whole
we're ready for
sport
more
perspective
football
rather than
here
an
in quarter
ISU
number
one,
2.
as I know we would definitely be unable to compete in a true pay for play landscape. Then there's a second part of this that I will get to as well.
The kick is up. It's got the
Also,
distance.
is it just
And he
me
splits
that
the
is angry when
uprights.
seeing conferences sign multi-billion-dollar deals, yet I am supposed to pay the players now too, on top of other costs? Thanks. I'll hang up on this. Okay, good questions here. So, I am, as a general
Has the ball all teed up, and
rule,
he's
I'm
ready to
generally
kick this one
against.
off. He sends this one deep.
I'm against pay for play. One thing I do want to contest though is your assertion. Oh my
He makes it
God,
out to
Thomas
maybe
is
the
ejected
16-yard
that dude. Is your assertion that Iowa State could not compete in a pay for play scenario? I think that is conditional depending on how the players were paid. If it was a matter of like if it was up to the schools to pay players, like
The
they had
quarterback comes back on the
there's
field,
a
and I'm
salary
sure
cap
he's
type of
hoping
thing,
to make up for that
then yeah,
interception on the last drive.
Iowa State's probably
Look
gonna
for the
have
offense to come
probably gonna
out
have
with
some
the
issues
same
with
game plan as before. You don't make
if
changes
pay is
after
structured
one
to the
play.
NCAA like
He's got
every
an opening. The ball
college
drops
football
straight.
player. Oh
Scooped up by
God,
the
come
defense.
on. Oh no, that was my
Tackle
quarterback.
at the 16.
That was Corbett, who might be dead because he just came off injury.
I'll tell you, when a guy as big as this lineman gets his
It was
balls on
structured to
loose
say
balls,
every college
you
football
can
player
pretty
gets
much
paid
forget about it. You're not getting the ball
$20,000
back.
for the season, whatever it is. If it's
Momentum
structured,
swings have been
Iowa State's just
fairly
fine.
even. And with so little
No problem.
separation,
If
this
they,
game
if they work
can
into
be
it like within,
drastically changed
they work
on
it like
just one
into
or
the
two
media
plays.
deal or something like that.
Henley on
then
the
it's
right
no big deal.
side.
Oh my God, I'm losing the
Touchdown,
Kansas.
Jayhawks.
But yeah, if it's like baseball where every team it's just free for all,
Trying to
every
go
team
up by
every
three,
team
they'll
for
kick the
themselves
extra
type of thing,
point.
then yeah, that's gonna be.
And he tacks
more
on
of
the
an
extra
issue.
point.
But as regards to pay for play, so if it is literally,
Kansas.
like
Kick this one
part of,
off.
I guess part of it would depend on how it's structured. If it is one of the as a general premise, one of the reasons I'm not really a big
Tries to
fan
get
of pay
around
for
the
play
corner,
stuff.
And they push him out. at
Partly,
the
like you said,
23.
is I think it kind of
19 yards.
that's not really what college athletics is meant to be. It's kind of what it's turned into be. It's not really what it's meant to be. And I do think it would probably kind of ruin the game a little bit. Like it would take away some of the magic of college
In a game that's
athletics
this close, you
to know that
can't afford
they
to
are
waste
essentially
possessions.
professional athletes and they're not just kind of like dudes. But
Rolls to the left.
beyond that, I also don't think it's a
He's got
wise
room to
idea
work.
to pay
And he's tackled around the 47-yard
people
line.
that young salaries, or like huge salaries, I should say. Like if they're making $10,000 or $20,000, that's not like an exorbitant amount. But they're also kids straight out of high school, and if you're turning them into professional athletes right away, I mean that's forcing him to do a lot of growing up right away that they are probably not ready to do.
41-yard line.
Gain of 6 yards.
Like when you got like that
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think a perfect example of like pay for play is not great. Is you look at a guy like Quinn Ewers,
So it's 2nd down.
who is now the starting quarterback of Texas, despite a ton of reports that saying that he's not actually like good enough to be the starter.
Fires it again to his tight end. They'll bring
Because
him
he
down at the
he left
22.
high school a year early
That's a gain of 19
to go to Ohio State to make a ton of money on an NIL deal, and then transferred to Texas or whatever because he didn't start and probably was never gonna start.
They hook up
It's
over the middle.
touchdown.
Touchdown, Cyclones.
And I mean, from what I understand, is he's not really been that good in camp. But the boosters spend a ton of money to get him,
And he
and so now
converts
they
the extra
need to
point.
have him on the
Time
field
for
to
an update
justify
from the
spending
studio.
a whole bunch of money on him.
Reese, what
The
But if he
Bearcats
sucks
arrive at today's
because
game ranked
he
20th. Here's a
left high school a year
hotly
early,
contested battle.
which may have
They line
stunted
up
his
to kick
growth
this
as a
one away.
quarterback and made him
He
a
just
worse
drills
player
this
overall.
one.
It put a significant ceiling on who he can be as
He's to the
a
20.
player.
Makes it to the 22-yard line.
Like
Well,
that.
this is a very competitive
To me, that seems like an
game. Just when you
objectively
think one
terrible
team
thing.
has
Like,
gained the advantage or the
this
momentum,
Quinn
the
Ewers
other team
situation.
comes fighting back and it's going back.
If he's
and
not
forth. This is
like
almost
if
like a
he's not
basketball game.
the second coming of Peyton Manning or something like that, if he's not if he's not a
Momentum swings have
generational
been
talent
fairly
quarterback,
even. And with so little separation,
then he is an abject. He's a perfect example of being an abject failure of NIL and the idea of pay for
And he
play.
makes it out to about the
Because
24-yard
He
line.
took the money. So far, has not worked out for him at all. The only reason that it's where like he's even in like worth talking about is because there's
From their own
people have spent
24-yard
so
line.
much money on him so
Second
far.
down.
Or whatever. And I don't think that's the right way to approach this at all. Because one, people
under pressure.
that like college football like it for specific
He's tackled
reasons.
in
They
the
like
open
it
field.
because
And he didn't get much on
it's
that
their
scramble
college
before
kids
they
doing their
drilled it.
thing. They're not
That's a
professionals.
great way for the quarterback to get himself injured. He needs to be
While
a
there
lot
is
more
not
careful out there.
parity in who wins the national championship, there is lots and lots of parity about who does well in certain games and who
Well,
does
as
well
they
in the
take a
field
look at
and
that
stuff like
injury
that. It's
on the
not a stale
sideline, let's see
product.
what this backup can do at quarterback.
Every game feels exciting and feels meaningful.
Throws, and that one's
And,
going to hit the ground incomplete. That's going to bring up
It's
fourth
just
down.
fun to watch.
Yeah, they just couldn't
And
connect
if
on the
you-
pass there. That was a very good stand by
Like,
this defense.
Quinn Ewers, for non-Texas fans, Quinn Ewers will be fun to watch to see. Only like he'll be worth watching only to see if he's actually like not complete shit or whatever like that. Like I don't know. I like
Thomas.
it's almost like watching to me it's like
He's at
watching a
midfield.
NASCAR race to see if something there's going to be a
Down he
huge
goes
crash or
at the
something like that.
42-yard line.
Because people are kind of now going to be watching, not to see Quinn Ewers fail, but to see Texas fail, and to see Texas,
They got into the end zone last time.
and
Let's see if they can match
see
that
it
on
be
this
proven
possession.
that
As
just
long as this
dumping
quarterback
tons
has
and tons of
time
money
to
into
throw,
high school kids and
and you
essentially
can guarantee that
attempting to
he'll find
buy
the open
wins in
man.
college football is a bad
He
model
launches
and
one
bad for the
the end
game.
zone.
People are going to be cheering for that.
Incomplete. A little bit underthrown.
which
Yeah, the quarterback needs
While
to be
not
a little
directly
bit more
cheering
patient.
against
Allow
Quinn
his
Ewers,
receiver to get open and then deliver.
they're
the football.
functionally cheering against Quinn Ewers because they want Texas to be wrong.
from the
They
42-yard
want.
line. Second down.
I'm right there.
Iowa
Is that
State
I
is
don't
up by
want
4.
Texas to be able to show that
This one's going
paying
deep to the
players
end
exorbitant
zone.
amounts of money.
Doesn't
God
get
damn it,
there.
Corbett.
Intended for the wide
That paying the
receiver.
players
Mix-up
exorbitant
here.
amounts
The
of money to
quarterback
come to
expected
school
the receiver to come
before
back
they've
from
even
the
taken
ball,
a
but there was
snap
a little confusion, a little miscommunication.
is a
and the
bad
result,
model for
an
college football.
incomplete pass.
I don't want Texas to be able to prove that that's viable. And that's why I'll be personally I'll be kind of rooting. Not Quinn Ewers specifically to fail, but for the Texas quarterback, which they have paid a ton of money to fail. I don't want them to succeed because I don't want what they're trying to do to become the
So
norm
it's
in college
fourth
football.
down, and the offense is still on the field.
And that's just kind of all there is to it.
This is a very questionable play call here. I'm not sure I agree with it.
Meanwhile, I keep chucking it to Hayford because he keeps getting past it, but Corbett just keeps missing throws left and right.
He wants
Hey,
it all.
gotta have it there. Okay.
Throws, and he's got a man.
I was gonna say
Touchdown.
it's wide. It's right there.
He's already thrown zone for 3 scores.
The quarterback is just having a great game so far.
I don't know.
He's had absolutely no problem finding the end zone.
I don't think college football has headed to a good place because I don't think people that are interested in maintaining the important parts of college football and the attractive parts of college football, the great parts of college football, I don't think the people in charge are interested, or I don't think they care about protecting those things.
And he got all of that one.
And that's why I don't like the direction college football
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
A split off. I don't think a split off from the NCAA is necessarily a bad, like a bad thing.
They're set
But
to
I
go
think
for another round.
the Big Ten and SEC splitting off and just taking their ball and going someplace else, I think that's objectively bad for college football. Like, I think it makes college football a worse sport overall. I think it makes those two conferences less valuable. I don't know. I just don't see it.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
I don't see it being a good thing. Twitch. In the 2000s, the Brown GM walks into an IKEA, sees a couch, and said, "Well, we'll call you Tim." Then in April, say the first pick of the NFL draft, Cleveland Browns select Tim Couch from the University of Kentucky. And that's, I don't know. I think there's just so many. To me, there's just way too many things.
And they make the stop at about
that
the
can
45.
go wrong. Yeah, like there's just so many people, and the problem is with we see it with basketball, because basketball is so much worse than football. We see it with basketball too, where young impressionable kids are being like people that don't have their, like, the kids' best intention are getting in their ear and making them make bad decisions that are like short-term monetary gains that help whoever's in their ear, but they don't do it. They're actually a worse decision for the kid. Like
ball on the 48.
People leaving early for school, or whoever's telling them to go chase money or whatever it is. I think there's been so many examples of that.
He's scrambling and he's sacked.
Of that
I think
hurting
that one's
athletes.
on the offensive line.
Just like the transfer portal.
They've got to do a better job of holding their blocks, or else
we
this
see like
quarterback's
tons
going
and
to be
people
pulling turf out of his
tons of
face
players in the
mask all
transfer
game.
portal, thinking that they can go find a spot. Some guy that had a really good season for Truman State, thinking, well, I can do this. I'll find a spot in Power 5. That's where I deserve to be, Power 5. Turns out, Power 5 rosters are mostly full, and they don't have a spot for you. But you're in the transfer portal, and your team's not getting, your current school is not willing to have you back. So all of a sudden now you have no place to go.
2 minutes left
but
in the
probably
half.
down to like drop to D3 or some shit. Like that, like the openness of the transfer portal right now, and lots of people telling kids to transfer to go chase playing time or whatever. It's been bad. It's been objectively bad for the sport, for every sport, and it's really disappointing to see, because there are so many bad actors that have the ear of college kids and high school kids. They have their ear.
He drops
and
it.
oh my God, he just stuck that thing
Just couldn't
on
pull
the
that
one.
one in cleanly.
And Brad, that's what happens when you take your eyes off the
I
ball.
accidentally
This was an
fumbled.
error that should have been avoided.
No.
Well, at least for now, the crisis was
No, that's
averted,
whatever.
and they keep control of the ball. 6 points
First
and a
they try to
pretty
throw a
display of
90
passing was a
or
result of their
99
last
pass
drive.
for Hayford.
Kirk, do you expect the defense to take a different approach here?
When this quarterback is on, he is on. It already seems like whatever this defense is trying
he
just
was open
isn't
too.
working. But maybe if they add just a little bit more pressure, then they might be able to force him into a mistake.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
No, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But also, so the second part of that question
Second down.
was
This is a
with regard
dangerous
to like when they're
situation backed up
signing.
against their goal line.
Oh, they get angry that they sign multi-billion-dollar deals. Yeah, but yeah, and now all the fans are the ones that are expected to fund these NIL initiatives and all sorts of this shit. Corbett just can't stop overthrowing people.
The quarterback can't worry about getting
he's
hit
like
back
fucking
there. He's got to step up and make the
Spencer
throw
Petras.
downfield to the receiver.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's one thing I also am not a big fan of with NIL so far, is all these collectives, because basically it's put the onus on the fan. It's not them doing a commercial or something like that. It's not whoever doing a commercial for a mattress store or some
Fires
shit.
quickly to the tight end. He's hit and taken down.
You guys can subscribe to this, because you guys have a moral obligation to to send your hard-earned money at these college athletes for the simple reason of you want to win football games at some point or whatever, and we need to do this to win football games. To me, that's just not.
Caught with room to work.
NIL collectives to
And he's
me,
taken down
or
around
people
the
like these
48-yard
subscription
line.
services, feel so anti what this is all supposed to be. Like that's why like I'm not subscribed to like the We Will Collective or like any of that shit like as a monthly subscription. I'm not, and I'm not gonna, because I don't like. I'm more than happy through your bad kick and whatever. Like I'm more than happy to do it. Like I'll do a T-shirt for any football player, basketball player, softball player, whatever it is.
That can be just enough time for the quarterback.
More than happy to get a T-shirt made for them and all that. We've done that. We did it with Rory Walling and Sammy Williams and Connor Guess and George Conde. We did it with tons of people, or whatever, and they were all they were all successful and really enjoyed them. I was able to pay, I want to say like Rory Walling and Sammy Williams both made like $600 or $700 or more, maybe more than that, or which for them for doing basically nothing is a pretty nice little paycheck.
From the 23-yard line.
More than
First
happy
down.
to do that kind of stuff for them if that's what they want. But I'm not here to just give money to these people, to these athletes just willy-nilly
Around the 15-yard
on
line.
based on some moral obligation to give college athletes money just because they did something or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how I see the world. That's not how I see college athletics being successful.
And down he goes.
Like, I don't see that
12-yard line.
being
That'll be
the
a
model
first
for
down on the
success.
3-yard pass.
Since they only needed a few
So I don't know.
yards, the little dump-off pass worked to perfection.
When you've got a quarterback making
And,
throws
yeah,
that quickly, the
and, like,
defense
and-
doesn't have a lot of
hey,
time
like
to
you- just
react
like
to
you
the
said,
play.
like,
It's the 9th play of the drive.
The whole system's out of control. There's no regulation to it or anything. There's no guidelines to what to do or anything like that. Like it's just the Wild West.
Brought
People
down
just
at
figuring
the
it out.
4-yard line.
Whatever, and these NIL collectives are now becoming a thing because you kind of have to have it
So
because
we've played two
they're
quarters.
making money and all this shit
Iowa
or
State
whatever
in
because
front,
people are. Oh god, that
21-10.
was halftime. I wasn't even paying attention.
And we welcome
I
you
got really
back to
close.
the
and I
action
wasn't paying
here,
attention.
just about set for the second half.
McNeil deep to return.
And I don't know. This whole thing's been really disappointing. I've
to the
enjoyed
20.
doing T-shirts for athletes, and
He
I've
makes it out to maybe the
continue to do
20-yard
that for
line.
back take and all
Iowa
that stuff.
State's
Just-
continuing
They're fun
to
T-shirts.
play
People like wearing
extremely
them.
tough defense.
Get,
This has been
gets
impressive.
the
It's just
little
been
bit of spending
impressive
money
to
for the
watch them
athlete.
play
That's
with
great.
Such an attitude.
To me,
Almost a
that's
chip
exactly
on
what
their
NIL
shoulder
is
with
supposed
the
to
energy
be.
that they're playing with. I think it's going to require
NIL
that kind of effort
collectives
to be able to win this game.
seem
There's
kind
got to
of
be some sense of urgency
I don't know.
to this
They seem
offense
weird
right
to me.
now. They don't have the luxury of wasting
like I'm
drives
paying
if
a
they want to
monthly
get back in the
subscription to
game.
just give a college athlete money just because.
Incomplete.
Like, just for
and that
existing.
wasn't the greatest pass in the world.
Like,
I don't know how anybody can throw a
Does
great
anybody
pass
else
while
like? Does
getting
anybody
drilled like that.
subscribe? Does anybody subscribe to a thing that gives money to the homeless or to to homeless veterans or
Second and
to
10. Ball on their own
Alzheimer's
20.
or cancer research or anything like that? Do any like? But we're like I'm sure they exist. I'm sure some people do it.
And
And if
here's
they
a
do,
quick
great.
throw. It's knocked loose. Incomplete.
I would guess that a lot of people that are subscribed to the NIL collective are not subscribed, are not giving monthly to charitable organizations or something like that. Like, which those are
quarterback
things that
in the
you
gun
donate to because
with
they
5
exist and
receivers.
because they're useful. Like, obviously, I believe that you
Throws
should
quick to the receiver and it
spend
falls
your money.
incomplete.
Spend your money as you see fit. If you want to spend it on a bunch of dumb shit, that's fine. I don't give a shit. If you want to buy, if you want to buy 10 4-slice toasters so you can try to toast an entire bag of bread at once, go for it. I don't give a shit. But like the idea that we're supposed to contribute, that we're supposed to subscribe to, and contribute money to these NIL collectives,
Harris to
just
punt.
because you're supposed to. Because college athletes should have been being paid this whole time, and it's hard.
He really
that's
got a
what-
hold of that one.
Maybe they should have been paying this whole maybe they should have been paid this whole time. But it's also not my
He's
job
at
to foot the
midfield,
bill
and he shoved out of
that
bounds around the
universities or
45-yard
media
line.
companies or whoever didn't up to this point. It's not my job to pay for all these athletes or whatever out of my own pocket, my hard-earned money.
The offense will take the field. and they've been
In a
moving the ball
world where
very well on
inflation
their
is
last
out of
couple
control,
drives.
housing prices are crazy, food prices are crazy, gas prices are crazy. Like everything is so expensive now. and I'm supposed to just I'm supposed to give up my hard-earned
The
money
senior makes the catch.
to a 19-year-old because they're good at football or something. Like I don't get it. And it's not even like because they're good at football. It's because they are on a team and they are a selected beneficiary of this NIL thing. I'm not trying to like disparage the We Will collector or anything like that. Like, that's fine. If you want to subscribe to that, absolutely go for it. I'm not like saying like anybody that works, like if anybody that works for NIL, like or works for the We Will collector or anything like that, not a knock against you at all. I don't like the general concept of things. I don't like that NIL collectives like the We Will collective are even necessary.
He's taken
I think
down
like I
at the
don't
26.
like those are necessary. I would rather have every single media deal, a chunk of every single media deal has a certain budget carved out that every single collegiate athlete that is on TV gets X amount of dollars for being on a team that plays on TV or something like that. Like, ideally, you'd like to pay swimmers and divers, swimming, diving, and cross country, and be able to pay those as much as football and basketball players and all that. But I mean, realistically, that's not how the world works or anything like that. I mean, they can't do that and make money,
Ball on the 30.
anything like that. So like, if you're on the football team and the football team plays 13 games on TV in a season, you get X dollars per game that they're on TV.
There's a strike complete.
And what they're willing to pay, and maybe that's not equitable because basically. Actually, that's really not equitable because that is basically like if you have a bigger TV deal, you're going to get whoever has the more lucrative TV deal is going to get more lucrative
They come out in a
player
5-wide
contracts and are going to get more players and the rich get richer, that type of scenario. So maybe that's not even the solution.
Tackle at the 36.
Whatever is to,
and they get enough for the first.
What's
cut of
interesting
the media
about that
deal or
short
whatever,
run on third
something
down
like
is
that.
now they have the ability to go to play action pass and stretch out
I'm
this
fine with
defense.
paying players as a general concept, like especially their
First down,
value
10
on
to
the
go.
free market and stuff like
Ball
that.
on the 36.
But the idea that fans are supposed to be responsible, that just everyday fans are supposed to be responsible
Big
for
opening.
paying
Was
these
outside
guys
for a
is
nice
nonsense
gain.
to me.
7-yard scamper
Like
on the keeper.
it's pretty gross to me, honestly. Like it's kind of incredible that ESPN and Fox and CBS are kind of getting away with this because they are, while spending a pretty penny to put these teams, they're making assloads of money out of this stuff. But like they can make a ton of money on advertising and all this stuff or whatever, and they never have to pay the players that they advertise, that they broadcast. They don't have to pay them one dime.
Yeah, and that was a situation where the
Because the
quarterback knew
fans
he
are
could
covering
pick up
it,
the
and
first down if
private
he kept it
businesses and all that
himself.
are
That's a
covering
good
the cost,
decision.
they're footing the bill. These massive media companies to televise players and them not get a cut. Like in professional sports, they get a cut of the media deal and stuff like that. And like
He's at the 30. And it's the
that's
senior.
fine. Like I guess
And he's tackled at the 19.
I'll tell you something.
I don't know.
I'm loving this quarterback's confidence more and more as this game goes on.
To me though,
Really
to me
throwing the
if
ball with some purpose.
if college football becomes a professional sport where you
From
show
the
up
19-yard line.
and
First down.
you are functionally a professional athlete right away, I don't know. For a lot of people, I think college football loses some of its magic if that's the case.
They'll bring him down at the
And
8-yard line.
I like
If
how
it
efficient
does,
the offense
the
worked
value
on
of
that
the sport
play.
goes down,
Everybody knew their
and people get
assignment,
paid less,
and it all
and
came
then
together for a
less
nice
people
run.
play the sport, stuff like that. I don't know. To me, that seems like a negative feedback loop.
This is the
But-
8th play of this drive.
Whatever. I don't really honestly know what the right answer for it is, because do they deserve to be paid? I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of they put a ton of time and effort into it.
He's
For
gobbled
people
up in the
that
backfield.
The
lots of people make
defense
money
needs to
off
be
of it,
careful.
off of their
Safety
time and effort.
might have made that play, but if he keeps coming up on the run,
I get that.
they'll be spaced downfield for the pass.
But I also understand that it's not quite that simple.
From the 9-yard line.
And it's not like,
It's second down.
I mean, I know it's kind of a, and they still are getting an education. So they're getting, like, if they choose to stay, they are getting a degree, which is not nothing. And I'm not saying
He
that
gets
that's
hit
like,
out of bounds.
I'm
At
not
the
saying that the
3.
value of
Barnes
their
gains 6
tuition
yards
that
with
they
a short
didn't pay
completion.
is enough to cover, all of the time that they put into football or whatever it is,
And this is the
or their
10th
sport
play
throughout
of
the
the
season.
drive.
I'm not saying that. because sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. You know, a Duke football player is not putting in any more or less effort than an Alabama football player, but Duke's
Man, did he
tuition
play
is
that
way higher than
perfectly or
Alabama's.
what?
So
As a
it's,
linebacker, you have to be able to read the offense and make a quick diagnosis.
If you go
exactly
based
what
on
he did on that play.
So it's fourth down. They'll line up for the
degree
field goal, and this
almost
is nothing
certainly
more
worth
than a chip
more than an
shot.
Alabama degree. But, you know, they're not getting nothing. I mean, they're still getting something out
The
of it.
kick is up, and it sails through the
To
uprights.
me, I don't know. It's really hard.
They line up to kick
Because
this
if you're
one away.
if you're paying players and it's functionally
He
a
just drills
professional
this
sport
one.
at that point, what are we still
And they
doing?
can
Like, why do we
forget
care
about
about
returning this
scholarship
one. And
limits?
what a
Like,
game
what
it's been
is
for
the
this
purpose of a
quarterback,
scholarship?
Well, this is an example of this quarterback just really
What's the
being able
purpose
to go
of
out and
making
show
them go to
his
class
competitive
and
spirit.
to
Each
give
time he
scholarships and to make
plays,
them go to
he
class
puts
and
that out
give
on
you
display.
grades and all
And
that?
let's also
What
recognize
is the
the
point of
offensive
all of
line.
that?
This defense has been coming after
If-
this quarterback. And to the offensive line's credit, they've
that-
given him
like,
enough time to be able to read
That was the
defense
idea
and
behind the
make good
scholarships and
throws.
all that. Is like, this is your incentive to come play football for us because you don't have to pay our tuition, so you can do all this and not have to worry about that
Tackle
cost.
made
And that's
around
kind of
the
our version of
32-yard
paying.
line. He goes over 100 yards in
Which is really not.
You gotta love
It's
this
really not
quarterback
paying the
receiver
player
combo.
so much as
Talking to these guys before
they
the game,
are
they told me they spend
not
about
incurring
an hour
costs,
after
so it's a little
every
bit different. It's not the
practice
same as getting
perfecting
paid.
the
It's
routes.
just
It
not.
sure shows.
It's just acquiring something that is not costing you anything more. So it's not quite the same.
And
But-
he's level at the 11.
I'm sure the coaches are going to tell him to calm down and be
I
more
don't know. I
careful
realize I'm
because I
rambling
guarantee
on
you,
this now, but
nobody keeps throwing those passes into
Kinda
the
long
defense
story
like
short,
that without making
I don't know
mistakes.
exactly what the best solution is. I don't think pay for play. Like, I don't think paying the players like a professional league is the right solution. But I also don't.
Quick pass tight end, and he wasn't ready for it.
I also
it takes
don't
a
know
lot
if
of
the
courage
current
for these tight
situation,
ends to go
if
over
the
the
current
middle of the field to
situation
try
is
to
like
secure these
the.
catches. This time he gets
I
separated
don't know if it's
by a
the
big hit
ethical
from the
solution.
football.
Like, I don't know if this is
From
the
the
best way to do
11-yard
things.
line. Second down. And they get nice yardage on that run.
Probably need to give Clint Long some more yards. He's at 62 though. He's got like a sneaky number. He's got like a sneaky good rushing total for only 7 carries.
And they make the stop around the 4-yard line.
Oh God, he threw it way
Gets it out.
back.
He's
What the
met
hell?
immediately. And so now the ball's turned over
What the
on
fuck
down.
was that? That was brutal. All right, whatever. I'm gonna blitz.
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the
I don't
luxury of
know.
wasting
I realize that
drives
people are
if they
gonna
want
probably
to get
disagree
back
with
in
me
the
and stuff like
game.
that. If anyone's got other thoughts they want to share, I'd be definitely curious to hear what other people think about it. It's such a weird and complex issue. I don't really know what to do
And he
with it.
carries the ball for a nice gain. Henley gains around 6 yards on the run.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
You're telling me you missed my entire,
Second down,
you just
and they're
missed
gonna
my
need about 3
entire,
yards to pick up the first down.
you just
The
missed my
Cyclones wide
entire like
receiver down there on
monologue
the
about the
sideline.
pay
Looks
for
like
play
he's warming
thing.
up. Good to see that he might be able to get back in this game. He's going to try and scramble. And he's going to come up with a sack. What
I don't
a
know what's
play
going
by
on
the
there,
freshman linebacker.
There's really nothing he could have done against a rush like that.
Keep Hayford in the game. I'll sub in Goulby. I guess.
They bring the
There
quarterback
we go.
down.
Coaches don't like it when their quarterback gets hit like that. Don't be surprised to
Okay,
see the
now I
old
can start
coach get on his
focusing
lineman
on
to
playing
protect the
offense.
quarterback a little bit better.
Thomas back deep to return.
You know what? I get that your kids needed you. I don't blame you for that.
Booming kick.
The great thing is it's on YouTube, so you can always go back and watch it.
Thomas fields it at the 42.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go back the other way.
Tries to get around the corner.
Woo!
And they push him out
Right around the 30.
That's a 30-yard return if I ever seen one.
That's the end of 3 quarters of play, and this one's a little tighter than the experts thought. 28-13, Iowa State. Into the 4th quarter now, and we're back to the action.
Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost
By that, I mean
insurmountable
we're
lead.
gonna-
This defense
we're
has
gonna go
really
with
got to
Thomas.
step it up and make a stop.
Oh my God, that's such a bad
To the
throw.
end zone. He's all the way. Touchdown.
Oh my God, that was a brutal throw.
That score puts him in the driver's seat right now offensively. The question is,
Oh
can
my
the
God,
defense
what
hold on here
a
in the
pile
fourth
of
quarter?
garbage that was. Oh man.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Jones
Has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep.
He sends this one deep. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
For Iowa State, they've been getting into the backfield quite a bit. This defense has had success getting after the quarterback. This
All right, we're
offense's
gonna
best
be
bet seems to be to keep the ball on the ground.
Well, when you come after the quarterback and you don't get there, it usually leaves somebody open, or at least some space to work with.
Looking to scramble down. He can't get away from the pressure. Just an excellent individual effort to make the play there.
I tell you, for being so young, he looks pretty good out there at linebacker.
I'm just gonna keep blitzing. Honestly,
Defense looking
this
for
blitz
another
working pretty
sack in
good.
the 2nd down and long situation.
Me getting upfield and kind of collapsing the pocket there has been really, really good. Bam!
Rush
Again.
down, and he's going to get sacked. And the linebacker gets in there for the sack.
Great time to bring some heat from the linebacker spot.
This is great. Can we get him to 4th and 30? Is that a thing?
They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook.
Oh God!
It's
Ellis
out to
Hobbs
his
is
receiver in a
burnt.
hurry. And that tackle very well could have
What the
saved the
hell, Ellis?
touchdown.
What the hell is? Ellis Hobbs got burnt. He just got hosted.
So after the big pass play, we've got a 1st down.
I'm doing it again. I don't even care.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
What the fuck?
He's pushed out of bounds.
Right around the 50.
15-yard, 5-yard loss on the reception. Fantastic.
Bring up 2nd and 15.
They're running these mega overloaded sets. God damn it, Ellis.
Bad man
Oh, good
open,
thing that
and
guy
he drops
sucks.
it.
Elliott, the intended receiver on the play.
All right, we're not going to do that anymore.
That makes it 3rd and 15.
We're going to blitz, but I want to do it out of zone. If actually, no, I'm going to do a man. I'm going to
They
go
need to get
max
it down
zone
to the
instead.
35.
Going deep. Big yardage on the catch,
Oh,
and he's immediately pushed
he was
out
out of bounds. Like he had to be out of bounds.
Illegal touching.
Yeah, illegal touching. Okay. I didn't even see him over there.
You got to be careful to avoid
Still
these.
4th down.
Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
Okay, so they are going to go for it.
4th down and a ways to go
I'm going to go
after the
two-man
penalty.
under spy.
They come out in an empty backfield. Slings it.
God damn it,
He's
people.
tackled.
At about the
Okay, I'm
27
done
yard
press
line.
manning coverage.
That's good enough for Kansas. 1st down.
Oh shit! I just went right through the line. Oh, it's because of the
Fires
screen.
that quickly to the tailback. And he hits him hard at the 24. But he didn't have much of a chance on that play.
Boy, this defense has a lot of speed. They're all over him
Nathan,
by the time he caught
Texas
the ball.
Tech were, oh, for the D&D part. Texas Tech was the Texas Tech was the Druid.
2nd and 7. Ball on the 24.
Oh wait, Texas Tech or wait, what are you asking by Texas Tech? Are you like which do I prefer? What are you asking?
He's on the run. Slides down. McCullough picks up about 4 yards after pulling the ball down and scrambling there.
What the hell? What's happening?
Strike to his receiver, no good.
Accuracy is such a vital part of being a quarterback.
I don't know.
You've got to
It
have
wasn't
an
like it was
ability to lay
like kind
the
of like went into a
ball right
hurry up
into your
mode thing.
guys' hands.
Oh, Fox pull on Twitter. Oh, gotcha.
Well, they're looking for
I mean, I would vote for
4th down
Texas Tech
conversion.
personally.
They've already gotten one this drive.
Oh, you can crawl in a hole and die. So that guy's gonna bail immediately, but
The
I'm
10
gonna mess it up.
decides to slide.
I've tried to
That
big hit
run,
these
they pick up
quarterbacks
another
and just go
first.
right,
It's a
like
nice
right
job again up
past
front
them.
by the
Basically. It's
offensive
weird.
line. They're doing a good job of neutralizing the defensive front, and it's allowed them to move the ball down the field.
It's the 11th play of the drive. And down he goes at about the 5-yard line. 3 yards there on the delayed handoff.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
It's 2nd and goal. 5 yards to the goal line. They line up in the jumbo set.
Oh, mistake.
Nice run, and he's
Touchdown?
run down. Someone wanted a little head start there.
Offside defense.
Accept that? Okay.
Still 2nd down.
Let's see here. Just going goal line or some shit. Yeah.
We've got 2nd and goal. Ball on the 2-yard line. They're packed in tight on the line.
Well, that went
Here's
poorly.
a pitch, left side. Touchdown, Kansas! Well, they're going to try for the 2-point conversion. A little more than
let's
2
just
minutes to go in the
cover
4th
three.
quarter. They got
God
it.
damn it.
Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
We keep
All right, so
chopping
now they're
away
up
at
to 14 or
updates.
something
Check
like
in
that, so
on
they're probably gonna,
Piscataway. The
onside
Scarlet
kick?
Knights have a lethal pass-catch combination for a touchdown.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this is strange. The kicking team is looking to kick the onside, but the return team's in their normal kick return formation. Kansas has their hands team on the field for the onside kick. He's tackled at the 45. Iowa State's expertise carrying the football is what we thought was going to be in the spotlight today, and here it's been the passing game instead.
Yeah, we really thought this running back would have one of those days you'd remember for a long time, but this passing game has stepped up and put this offense in a position to be able to win this game.
They did a great job on their last drive, moving the ball down the field for a touchdown. Let's see if they can duplicate that on this drive.
You know, when this defense went over to the sideline based on the way they've been playing so far, this
Yeah, you
defense
get long
coordinator's
up
gotta
to,
be livid.
at least
He's
get
gotta
about to
get in
100
their
yards.
face. He's got to challenge them. He's got to get their emotions going, because when you play defense, it's not just about X's and O's. It's about attitude and playing with a lot of confidence.
Gets out to around the 22, and the
Getting
run
there.
is good for big yardage.
Good gain, and I think that's the exact same play they just ran.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line.
I ran right into him. I couldn't decide which way. I couldn't figure out which way I thought he was going to go. I thought he was going to get around that offensive guard, or that left guard, so I wasn't sure which way, what I was going to do there.
Brought down after a nice run up the middle. The Jayhawks using their 3rd and last timeout. So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the 1st down. Just over 2 minutes in the game. tackled after a decent pickup. And for long, he hits the century mark. 100 yards rushing in the game.
Got him 100
This kid
yards.
is
Let's
just
give him
a
a touchdown.
monster when it comes to picking up stats. And I'm sure the folks who vote on the Heisman will take notice of that.
Brought down right around the 4-yard
Damn it.
line. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
He's taken down around the 1-yard line.
I was even leaning forward on that. I was like trucking. There we go.
Iowa State. Long's play in this ball game, and it seems like every week so clutch when they need it.
Boy, he's just so consistent.
It's kind of amazing that,
every
that
single time
Long
it
is
seems
leading
that
the
this team
Heisman,
needs
and
to play,
I don't
he's there to deliver.
focus my offense around him. I don't really care about his production at all. I just I use him as a complimentary piece so that they don't just sit back on the pass every single play.
46-yard drive, and the result.
I'm like producing an
Brad,
accidental
that's one of those
Heisman
drives
running
that
back.
can just tear your heart out. They can really demoralize a defense when they drive the ball down the field, and a lot of the yards came on the ground.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Boy, this is turning into a shootout here. Now, remember, the last time we saw this offense out in the field, they answered the bell and scored a touchdown. Can they do that now a second time?
Do that.
This offense did really well with the air attack on their last trip out there. Let's see if they can do the same thing here.
So much of the passing game is about the timing between the quarterback and his wide receivers. And right now with this offense, they are in sync, and really the timing and execution is flawless.
Easy. Flare.
5 wide.
3-9. Easy. Flare.
Trying to get it to the tight end, but it falls to the ground.
Holt was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 48-yard line. 2nd down. Just over a minute in the 4th quarter.
Dave Ellis-Hop gets burnt again. He did not.
He fires this one.
But Newsom's there.
Interception.
Newsom makes the interception.
Kansas is probably like, oh, good. Well, at least they're going to run the ball out. They're going to run the clock out. And to that, I say, no, thank you. Because Jimmy the Mobster Goolsby needs receiving yards. Damn it!
Doesn't get there.
Number 85, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 36-yard line. It's 2nd down.
He's going to be gone. He's got to be.
Quick pass, and he's right there to knock it away.
More intended receiver.
All right, let's go get E.J. Bibbs on that crossing route. Watch for man. Watch for the man.
He's rolling right. That's a great tackle. At the
Of course, my running
18-yard
back
line.
just decided to run way the fuck out of bounds.
On the play. 4th and long.
I'm doing him again. I don't even care.
After the sack, it's now 4th and long. Wants to go long and does.
Wide open.
And he's got it. Inside
you can't
the
catch me.
30.
No.
And he was that close to turning that into a big play.
Daniels makes the tackle at the 18-yard line. That makes it 1st and 10. Mike 56. Mike 56.
Let me get this to Bibbs.
Kill. Yo, Simon. He's coming.
What a play to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Gain of 10 on the
Let's
play.
do this. Let's do it one more time. But we're going to do the shallow cross. Yeah, why shallow cross? Bibbs on the slant. I wish I had the high throw like I do in Madden. Oh, fuck.
Flips it middle to the running back. Good tackle there in space.
Interception. Wilson on the tackle
Come on.
at the 7-yard
Come on.
line. That brings up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, okay. Bibbs on the slant again.
Quick strike,
Hey,
tight end, and
touchdown.
that's a
All right.
touchdown.
I'm gonna be an idiot.
Here's the no. They're gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
for 2.
right
He's
there.
got it for 2.
I don't know who
Reese Davis
Butler is.
standing by with this update. Reese.
The Scarlet Knights came into the game ranked 3rd.
Onside kick.
That's not going to last. We've seen an upset.
Brought down at the 38. Well, it's safe to say that this coach
The question is,
obviously
are they
is
going
not
to
a big
do
fan of
a
field
Hail Mary,
position.
or are they
Not
going to
only
do
is this
classic computer
decision
nonsense of
mind-boggling,
nothing
but it also
important?
shows a lack of sportsmanship.
Like
When you
we're
have
just
the
going to do
lead,
like
you don't kick on
a prevent,
sides.
and
They
then they're
threw
just
a
going to
pick
not.
the last time out. Should be
They're just gonna
interesting to
not
see
throw
what they do this time.
They're just
The
going to hand
best
the
way
ball
to
off or
move
something.
beyond a turnover is to score. And when you can start on the
Yeah.
other team's half of
read
the
out.
field, you're in really good shape to have a chance to do that.
He makes his way to about the 22.
16 yards. First down.
And they called a timeout. What the hell? Oh, they did. Okay.
That's the end of the ball game, and our final score in this one: Iowa State 50, Kansas 21.
50. The Jayhawks,
All right.
21.
That game was deceptively close. That game was kind of deceptively close, but that's all right. Because Corbett and Bibbs, I think Bibbs had a decent day. Corbett had a good day. Hayford had a good day. I think Bibbs had a good day. Well, I don't know. Corbett kind of overthrew a ton of long balls, which was pretty annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to dig through it, but all right. So I'm thinking next time, maybe like I got to find a time, maybe Sunday. We'll see. To try to finish this season, we'll do all 3 games. We'll do the last game of the season, the Big 12 championship, and we'll do ideally the national championship. It'll be all 3 of them. Maybe Sunday, like midday, or no, Sunday, like Sunday afternoon type of thing. We'll see. I got to find some time. But otherwise, we'll get there. I don't know if we're gonna get done before the beginning of Iowa State season, but I'm gonna try to. Unfortunately, I'm trying to launch a new business right now, and getting that has taken up a lot of my time. So, but we're getting ready to finish up here for the week. Let's see. Oh, from Twitch. Really hope this new NCAA football game coming out is very similar to this. Not the same, just updated rosters and player names. I don't know. See, with this new game, we've talked about it a bunch of times on this too. Like, it's hard to say exactly what they're gonna do. They have a nice template to start off from here, but I don't know. I don't really have a good feel for what they're gonna do. They could reskin NCAA 14, and I don't think a lot of people would like. I think a lot of people would be fine with that, but we'll see. Nate, I'll thank you, Nate. So yeah, so now we're here. We'll beat the Wildcats next time to hopefully send us the Big 12 shot. How did we fall to number 2? I just beat Kansas by like 29 points. UCLA jumped up ahead of me despite having a bye week. Oh my God, we're going to play. If we play UCLA in the national championship game, we're going to play against that tight end that has 1 trillion carries. I got to see this because I got to see this thing. Boy, is that a bunch of nonsense. But anyways, everybody, thank you for tuning in this week to our to my College Football Revamped stream. And I'll try to get this in as soon as I can. Maybe I'll have to. I don't know, maybe it might work better to try to do it like in just do it one game at a time on 3 different nights next week or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to do my best to get it done before next weekend, but we'll see. But everybody, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.